Good morning, everyone. Welcome into today's live stream. Great to see so many people already here in the chat, and welcome in, everyone. Hello to Stefan. Great to see you. Anacita, great to see you as well, my friend. Erica, great to see you. Hey, Jack Gunner. Let's see, who else do we have here? Hello to Sean, PJC, Lindy Pindy, great to see you. Ziggy for the facts. Sean Stevenson, Inquisitor Bacon. It is so great to see everyone here. Hey, Dixo. Hey, Casey. Great to see you as always, my friend. Hey, Crystal. So, yeah. Hey, Agent. Great to see you as well. So, I typically don't stream on Wednesdays, but last night I had probably the best night of sleep that I've had in at least the last 3 months. Woke up very energetic today. So I got done some videos for the channel. I did a video for the channel that's already up for members. So if you're a member, be sure to check that out later. Then I did a video for the gaming channel. And I figured, why not stream for a little bit? So I have at least 2 court videos. Both are sovereign citizens. The first one we're going to take a look at is Roger Hillegas. Hillegas, as you may remember, is accused of kidnapping his own mother a few years ago. And the last time we left off with this, the court left off with this, the judge told the prosecution and the defense to try and reach a plea deal. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen. So now the hearing we're going to take a look at today is from September 22nd, and it's to reschedule the court trial for Hillegas. Then after that, yesterday, Broken System, Broken Trust was in court, so I figured we would also be taking a look at that as well. And then we may have a Sovereign Citizen body cam video after that. We benefit from your good sleep. Yay, it's a win. Exactly. Because I don't know, for a while, it's just like I've been feeling tired, but usually almost all the time. But then this morning, I just woke up so much energy. And yes, Jeremiah got arrested. All right, so without further ado, let's bring up Roger Hillegas.
To try to find out why I was swatted in LA. They had snipers on the roof and they were green lighted to take me out and shoot and kill me.
All rise. The Second Judicial District Court of the State of Nevada is now in session. The Honorable Barry Breslow presiding.
Thank you, Deputy. Good morning, everyone. Please be seated. All right, we're on the record in the case of State of Nevada versus Mr. Hillegas and Mr. Ante. I'm here with counsel for the state, Mr. Steggy. I'm here with counsel for Mr. Ante, Mr. Silverberg, standby counsel for Mr. Hillegas, Mr. Goodnight, and the defendants are here as well.
Hey, Ravenwing. Always great to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well.
This was a date set for the continued change of plea hearing. As I mentioned at the last hearing, if I was hoping that if we were going to move forward this morning, signed either guilty plea memorandum or no contest plea memorandum would be filed. That doesn't appear to have happened. And I've been advised as well, it's not likely that the court will be having a change of plea canvas this morning. Based on that, unless somebody says, Judge, you have it wrong, we actually are going to do that. The court is
Hey, Greg
going to reset
Jonah.
this trial for 2
Good
weeks.
morning, my friend.
Indicate that there will be no more change of plea hearings set between now and time of trial unless and until signed GPMs or no contest plea memorandums are filed, and we will get ready for a trial. Now, to find 2 weeks in the midst of all the other matters the court is handling, it's been a challenge, but the court has come up with 2 weeks, which I'll give you in a moment. And then we're going to talk about Mr. Goodnight's role, or really lack of role, from this point going forward. But first, let's talk about dates. Mr. Gaynor, what does the court have available, please?
Our first trial was available January 22nd.
All right, do we have 2 full weeks available?
So Roger Hilligus basically was able to postpone this trial until January, which is ridiculous because this trial was supposed to start earlier this month before he said that he wanted to make a plea deal. Now, we all know he never intended on making a plea deal. It's all just a stall tactic because for some reason these sovereign citizens think that as long as they can stall the court, they're winning. But it's just such a waste of time and resources. And now this is going to go into 2024. Exactly, Anacita. Unbelievable how much time and resources these people waste. It really is unbelievable. And the fact that they can just get away with it. Because we all know Hilligus had no intention of taking any plea offer. At least that's just my opinion.
All right. Mr. Stady, does that work for the state?
Thank you, yes.
Mr. Silverberg?
It does, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. Either Mr. Goodnight or Mr. Hilligus, any reason those dates won't work?
I don't agree to that date because I invoke my right to a speedy trial, which I've done 4 or 5 times on the record in writing.
Yeah, you demanded a speedy trial, but then requested to have a plea to try and make a plea deal, which just postponed it. So BS. I'm calling BS on that. You never wanted a speedy trial.
And there's been 20 continuances over my objections to a continuance. So I'm prepared to make a record today regarding my Sixth Amendment right to a speedy trial, and that this case should be dismissed for, this is going on 50 months now, 5 years. I've been detained for a year. And at this point in time, I'd like to take notice and demand to dismiss this case under my Sixth Amendment right to a speedy trial, which has been denied under Doggett, D-O-G-G-E-T-T versus United States, 505 U.S. 647 Supreme Court, and Barker, that's B-A-R-K-E-R versus Wingo, W-I-N-G-O, 407 U.S. 514-530 United States Supreme Court. The Barker criteria.
In the words of NCR News Network, shenanigans. Absolutely. That's really all this is shenanigans. I mean, to be able to continually postpone the trial, it's just, it really is ridiculous.
There's 3 requirements for a Barker criteria for this court to dismiss this case for a lack of prosecution. One is a presumptive prejudice for the delay, and it's been egregious, it's been deliberate with intent, and it's bad faith and negligence. It's failure to prosecute. Negligence must be particularized to prejudice suffered, the length of the delay, the reason for the delay, and this was wholly unjustified and unreasonable because I've objected and I've filed documents on the court objecting to the continuances. The extent that I've asserted my right to a speedy trial, I've done that 4 times in writing to the court, and I've done it today, right now. There's 4 separate inquiries. This has been uncommonly long delay before a trial, 50 months, we're in the 5th year. The state and the DA are to blame for the delay. The state has a duty to the public. Whether the defendant asserts his right to a speedy trial, which I have, I've address that, and whether the defendant suffered a prejudice as a result of the delay. And I have, and I will outline that, the prejudice that I've experienced. Let me talk about the length of the delay. The Supreme Court has said in Barker that 5 years was extraordinarily long. Likewise, in Ringstaff, Ringstaff versus Howard, 885, 542, 11th Circuit, 1989. It was presumptively prejudicial for a 23-month delay. United States versus Baga, BAGGA, 11th Circuit, 1986. 36 months delay was prejudicial, presumptively prejudicial to the defendant. And in U.S. versus Mitchell, 769, 1544, 11th Circuit, 1985, 29-month delay is presumptively prejudicial. And the U.S. versus Denard.
I just find it really funny he's complaining about his trial being delayed when he's been the primary cause of the trial being delayed all this time.
DENNARD, 722, 1510, 11th Circuit, 1984. 15-month delay resulted in a dismissal as a Barker element to dismiss for deliberate intent and bad faith in this case. The reason for the delay equates to bad faith by the state and the district attorney. It's prosecutorial misconduct, it's a malicious prosecution, and it's a violation of the unclean hands doctrine, which has been cited in my notice of demand to dismiss for unclean hands, which has not been responded to properly by the state. Administrative policy or orders are not law, and the public has seen continuance after continuance after continuance. Like I said, there have been 20 continuances in this case.
Great to see
And
you.
I moved to Texas lawfully, and I had a right to travel, and there's still been no finding of fact.
Oh boy, here we go. He had the right to travel. Next thing he'll probably bring up is jurisdiction. Same script, different day. You would think these softsuits could at least try and be more original.
For conclusion of law for my jurisdictional challenges, which I had filed 3 times over that time that I've moved to Texas. There is no victim in this case. There is no certificate or writ of probable cause signed by a judge in this case. The state and the district attorney have unreasonably prejudiced me in this case. Steve Evenson was threatened with physical violence by the Reno Police Department for me contacting the FBI to try to find out why I was swatted in LA. They had.
All right. Like, first of all, what the hell does you being allegedly swatted have to do with anything? What does that have to do with the case, being postponed? It has absolutely no relevance in this situation.
Snipers on the roof, and they were green lighted to take me out and shoot and kill me. And I had not committed a crime, or I was not fleeing the state. There was nothing that I was fleeing from.
I need you to stay on the point, your legal point you're making as to why the court should dismiss the case because of the failure to bring you to trial timely.
David Houston was also threatened in this case by the RPD, and I've got a voice recorded message stating such. The reason for the delay is the state is gaining an advantage, and I've been unduly oppressed and incarcerated prior to trial, which is a due process violation. I've been hospitalized for a heart condition. I'm on special medications for my declining health. I've had 2 injuries while I've been incarcerated in the Washoe County Detention Facility.
And here we go, complaining about injuries. All these sovereign citizens and frauditors always, like almost 100% of the time, have injuries. You would think if they're so injured all the time, they would stop committing their crimes. Like, it's one excuse after another with these soft-sits and frauditors.
They left me in the sun with heat exhaustion. I know I've talked about that. And I had a fall injury as a result of a threat by the Washoe County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Gaston. I'm experiencing stress and anxiety and weight loss while unlawfully detained. I'm confronted with
Hey, Russian Aloha. Good morning, Mark and chat. Great to see great to see you, my friend. And great to see everyone. Hope you're doing well.
24 to 72-hour lockdowns, which is harsh punishment and it's punitive. It's a treat. And there's no due process for me to access the court. I'm being denied access to a court as a due process violation, and I've had no table or chair in my cell where I'm being kept for 23 hours a day often. These are constitutional violations of my Sixth Amendment and Fifth Amendment right to due process and to a speedy trial. There's been no bail hold. I'm on a no bail hold, and there's been no Johnson hearing. This is a violation of List versus Nevada. It's a due process violation of my right to have this case drug on for going on 5 years. I have lost my wife, I've lost my marriage, I've lost my extended family and friends, and I've lost my support in this community.
Offender in my case deliberately jumped off his bunk to try and break his foot so he could go to a hospital instead of jail. That is insane. That is just crazy.
I face public accusations for false media reports and defamation of my character, which was outstanding prior to this criminal case going on 5 years. The due process violations involve a prejudice to the accused's ability to defend himself. There's been the death of Bob Wilson, who is a prime witness. That was my mother's best friend that she wanted to visit down in LA, along with his son and daughter, Lisa and Rob. There's been the death of John Casagrandes and his wife, Karen Casagrandes, which were also friends of my mother from the neighborhood she grew up in down in Southern California. The memory is failing of my mom's brother, my uncle. His name is Roger Robbins. He's in his 90s now and he lacks capacity. He would be a prime witness for the defense. And his common law wife, Wilma Dester, is also suffering from cognitive decline. And my cousin, John Robbins, has health issues and he's disabled.
Again, like, what does this have to do with anything? The judge asked you a simple question. If the trial, would this stop the trial from being delayed or something like that? Or did you object to the trial moving forward? What does this have to do with anything? You're just rambling incoherently. Wow, he does sound like Josh. Lost his home, wife, kids, family, and has nobody. That's really basically how just about every sovereign citizen ends up. What in the self-absorbed nonsense is he talking about? Is he seriously trying to say the prosecutor is waiting for everyone to die before starting the trial? It does sound like that, Casey. It actually does sound like that. Yep, person, exactly.
And he would be a witness as well. So this delay is causing prejudice to my ability to defend myself because I'm being incarcerated and witnesses are not able to testify on my behalf. The exculpatory evidence is incredibly large in this case. I filed what's called
Let's keep on the track of why the delay is prejudicing you.
because it's a Brady disclosure violation by the state. I filed what's called a statement to the grand jury, and I listed all the exculpatory evidence which is being withheld, and I've placed it on the record here as well. There's a massive amount of exculpatory evidence which is being withheld that will prove my innocence in this case.
All right, I'm going to need you to wrap it up now.
I'm going to wrap it up.
Thank you.
There's judicial misconduct and prosecutorial misconduct. First of all, there's been ex parte communication with this.
Well, hold on. But I need you to, right now, this isn't the time or place to air those grievances. This is the time and place where I've asked you if this date will work for you. You've said no, and you haven't proposed a different date. What you're saying is, Judge, I object to any date, and primarily because the delay has been unreasonably long and prejudiced you.
I agree with that,
Right.
Aniceto.
This court is obligated under the law, under the Sixth Amendment, my right to a speedy trial, which has been denied for 4 years now. And I've got all of the reasons that I've expressed in all the case law.
You've expressed quite a few.
And there's also judicial misconduct in this case, ex parte communications, threats by the judge for me not standing up or speaking my First Amendment right, directing or ordering the court
So
reporter
Mr.
to change a
Hilgis,
transcript.
I need you to stay keep this train on the track here. And the track is there anything else you want the court to know as to your objection to the proposed trial date in January? And I'm going to hear from Mr. Steggy in response. As opposed to the objections to this court jurisdiction, to the fact that it should have been bound over, to the way you were treated in Texas, the way you were treated or not Texas, the way you were treated when they brought you back here on the warrant, the way you were treated in Southern California. Is there any particular reason why January date should not be used as opposed to some other date? Understanding that you feel strongly that this case should be dismissed for a variety of reasons.
It's a violation of my Sixth Amendment right to a speedy trial. I filed on February 11th of 2020, my right to a.
He keeps complaining that he didn't get a speedy trial when he's the one that's been causing the delays. Exactly, person. Speedy trial, LOL. He's been the problem. But of course, he's gonna blame everyone else when we all know he wants to delay as much as possible for whatever reason. Because like I said earlier, they think a delay is a win for them. Hey, Kelly McDonald, great to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Happy Wednesday.
The speedy trial. I filed on February 18th of 2020, my right to file my right to a speedy trial request on
Hey,
May
Sally, great
18th
to
of
see you as
2020.
well.
That was also placed in writing on June 29th of 2020. And I've objected on 6/29 and on 5/18 and on 7/22 of 2020, objected to the state moving forward with a continuance and a continuance and a continuance. There was 13 just in the Reno Justice Court, and there have been at least 6 in this court.
All right, let's stop right there. I understand your position. So, Mr. Steggy, I'm offering you an opportunity to respond to some of the concerns on the delay. The court would note, though, that factually some of the requests that Mr. Hilgis indicated occurred right smack in the beginning of the pandemic where there were no trials happening. And that was a good year to maybe 15 months before we found our way and started doing trials again. That accounts for part of it. And the Supreme Court of Nevada has issued, as I recall, decisions that have stated that based on the public health emergency, that those are not reasons that normally would.
Oh yeah. I saw what the judge called the other judge, which is ridiculous. We're gonna get into Josh in a little bit.
Be a factor for determining somebody's constitutional or statutory rights to speedy trial. The other issue is Mr. Hilgis was outside the jurisdiction of this state on warrant status for over 6 months, maybe even closer to 9 months. That added quite a bit. And then when we were set to go to trial a month ago, I canvassed everyone and I said, should we hold the trial date pending these negotiations? And the collective response was no. And so the court and we were supposed to be here, we were here 2 weeks ago to put things on the record, and that didn't happen. And we gave everyone another 2 weeks, and that didn't happen. So if anyone's frustrated, the court is equally frustrated that the people of Washoe County are paying for Mr. Hilgis to remain incarcerated pending the resolution of this case. And I've already told Mr. Hilgis that if he comes up with a plausible plan, where he's going to live, how he's going to be supervised, he understands he'll be subject to GPS monitoring and modest bail, we can change his custody status. Easy for the court to say, I understand, harder to put in place based on the current circumstances. But the court never forecloses taking another look at custody status during the pendency of the case, particularly one that has been pending for this amount of time.
Hey, Deborah, great to see you. Hello, everyone. I'm at work waiting to clock in. We'll listen until I start and we'll rewatch later. Great to see you, my friend, and I hope you have a great day at work.
But those are 2 or 3 thoughts that accounts for at least 2 years, maybe 2.5 years of this delay right there, putting aside some of the other issues, challenges, and motion work. Mr. Steggy, though, any thoughts on this? And then we're gonna have to conclude this hearing.
I would add to that, the September 21st of 21, that was his arraignment. It postdates the demands or what he's, the defendant is saying.
So the clock doesn't even start till then, right?
So then he waived speedy at that time. He also filed a writ which requires you to waive your speedy. Now that is statutory.
Well, and once it's waived, you don't really put that genie back in the box, right?
Right.
It's not waivable for a while and then invoked later.
Right, and then, shortly into judicial time, February 9th of 2022 is when this court issued the warrant. It was quite some time until we did see.
All right, well, I mentioned that, so.
Thank you.
All right, so let me
I would
just,
object to the writ. That was based on
Yeah, he did, but of course he has selective memory and doesn't want to bring that up, that he waived his right to the speedy trial.
a contingency that Steve Evenson was going to file the writ. He did not file the writ, so there was a contingent on him doing that,
Okay.
and he did not do that. I
okay,
did not know about the warrant. I lived my life normally. I traveled the country. I moved. I filed documents and they were not responded to. So I object to that as well.
okay, I understand. So here's how we leave this hearing. We have our trial, it's gonna be in January. We're not gonna pick a date right now, but when we get closer to the January trial date, we will pick a date to meet the week before, and I will give everyone the redacted jury veneers as the court was prepared to do a month ago. Redacted pursuant to the court's order deeming the jury panel to be anonymous in this trial. So the state and the defense will get the veneer information at the same time here in open court. Number one. Number two, Mr.
Hey, Elon Musk, great to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. And I hope you're doing well also. And hey, El Wheatskador as well. Great to see you. Hope everyone is doing well.
Good night. I'm going to have you stay on as standby counsel for the purpose of settlement resolution matters, if any, only between now and the date of the trial. Because I don't want to foreclose that parties can keep talking. I don't want to foreclose that there might occur a change of thinking. I don't want to foreclose that there may be a path forward on resolution if the parties are so inspired. That would end up with an actual change of plea. Didn't go forward today, didn't go forward 2 weeks ago, may never go forward. But in the event that parties keep talking, Mr. Goodnight, the court wants you to remain as a resource to Mr. Hillegas through that process. Obviously, if we get to the trial, you'll be thanked and excused at that moment and have no further role. Again, do not set another hearing for a change of plea absent signed memoranda that explains what the terms of any resolution are. Mr. Goodnight.
Your Honor, I think that's fine with those limitations that the court said for settlement purposes only. I'm not trial counsel.
True.
I'm not investigating trial defenses. I'm not doing clerical work, administrative work. I'm not issuing subpoenas. That is all on Mr. Hillegas. That
Agreed.
avoids the potential conflict that comes up with standby counsel when you have a defendant who's representing themselves that wants to pursue defenses or defense avenues that may put the standby counsel in an ethical quandary or pickle. And so as long as everyone.
Imagine being assigned a case like this. Oh, I couldn't do it. Like, I cannot be a lawyer trying to represent Hillegas in any way, shape, or form.
It's clear that there are boundaries to my affiliation with Mr. Hillegas and his case, and my role as standby counsel for settlement purposes only. I'm okay with that.
Okay, very good. So, Mr. Hillegas, you may never have Mr. Goodnight work with you again on this case. It's only if discussions continue. It's only if you want to run things by him. It's only if you wanted to take a look at documents that have been forwarded to you for your review and consideration. It's only if you want to use him to communicate a response to an offer, if any, or your own, whatever it is. And it may be never, maybe never. Nothing happens when we pick our jury and trial goes forward. But he's there in case you need him.
I hear what you're saying, and I want to make a statement regarding what we were just talking about. I requested my public defender to assist me in preparing a notice or a request for submission of my notice and demand to dismiss this case for lack of standing.
Hold on,
I also-
hold on. I don't need to hear this right now. I just want you to,
This is
only with respect to settlement, and you shouldn't be,
Hey, Kova, great to see you. Hope you're doing well.
putting on the record now, anything regarding discussions, negotiations, that's private. That's between you and your counsel, or you, your standby counsel, or you, and Mr. Stiggy. You don't have to say anything about this because I don't want it to work to your disadvantage. I don't want anyone to use it strategically. I don't want anyone who watches any media reports of this hearing to know what the issues were. That's your business.
I do have to.
But hold on, you, Mr. Goodnight.
I think it is worth clarifying. As Mr. Hillegas is representing himself, he's the one that needs to file responses. He's the one that needs to file. He's going to join Mr. Handy's motion to dismiss. He needs to file that.
That's his job, not yours.
I will make an oral notice and demand to make a joinder. I make a notice right now to the court that I file a joinder to join
What was recently filed by
the
the,
alternative public defender's motion to dismiss for prosecutorial misconduct. And I do want to get this on the record that Mr. Goodnight is now aware of falsifying evidence,
Mr. Hillegas.
NRS 199.
Mr. Hillegas, please stop.
As an officer of the court, he is obligated to.
Whatever happened to Devon Bay anyway? Like, is he still around? Does he still have a YouTube channel? Or did his craziness finally catch up with him?
Inform the court that he is aware of now criminal acts, in this case involving the district attorney and the Reno police, involving falsifying evidence, misconduct of a public officer, NRS 197, a false report of a public officer, 197, a public officer
So
making a
hold on,
false
Mr.
certificate.
Hillegas, when I ask you to stop speaking, I need you to stop speaking.
Well, I think
You know,
you did this on
I
record.
give you high marks on your grit and your tenacity, but let me.
Poor Roger. The judge keeps interfering with his constitutional right to talk himself into a long prison sentence. Oh, it's only a matter of time. It really is. 2024, January 2024. I'm hoping this trial is streamed in some way. Probably won't be live streamed, but recorded. Because I'll definitely be reacting to it if it is. Devon Bay found Jesus and now preaches the New Testament.
Let's just leave it at this. Mr. Silverberg, on behalf of Mr. Hanty, recently filed a motion based on their view of action or inaction taken by the district attorney. The district attorney's office, I presume, will respond to that motion. Now, if you're saying, Judge, please take notice, that I join in that.
I join in now.
Okay, noted. In addition, if you want to file something that expresses your view, or, as I would encourage you, to more formally join in, please do so, and I'll consider it. But I'm aware, because you said it on the record, that you join in the arguments made by Mr. Hanty. Mr. Stiggy, any comments on that issue? Then we're going to end this hearing.
I understand why the court's doing that. I would just discourage that in the future. So
Well, I'm not usually going to let, the oral statements, but we're all here. and he wants to make sure this doesn't get, for some reason, not, his position not made known, and the court takes note of it. The state's going to respond, there will be a reply, it will be submitted, the court will make a decision. All right?
Thank you.
So one more time, I'll see everybody in January, at least the Wednesday or so before the trial. Veneers will be put out. If you continue to talk in an attempt to resolve these matters, I am available to set a hearing for a change of plea, but we will not be setting a hearing. Don't ask my court clerk to set a hearing. We're not getting people involved in court hearings that are going to end up with us just moving forward without a resolution. I'm not arm twisting anybody to resolve this in any particular way. That's not my business. My business is to make sure both sides get a fair trial. But if it's going to be resolved, I need signed documents filed before the hearing, so I know we're serious and we're going for it. Absent that, I wish everyone a pleasant afternoon. Thank you for being here. Court's in recess.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
So that was Roger Hilligus. The trial is set for January of 2024. And that is going to be an interesting trial. Boy, I cannot wait to watch him get destroyed. It's going to be like Darrell Brooks all over again, I have a feeling. So, this next video I have planned took place yesterday, featuring a court appearance from Broken System, Broken Trust. And the judge isn't interested in his nonsense.
Mr. Greco?
Yes.
Mr. Lanto would like to, he's not going with any House counsel. He is wishing to represent himself. So today's the date and time set for the arraignment pretrial.
That is a good idea. We'll have to think about that. Like, think about what we can put on the bingo cards.
He is in prosecutor room 1.
Okay. All right, very good. I'll be there.
I'll be there. Mr. People versus Lanto.
Your Honor, David Greco here on behalf of the Taylor.
And Mr. Lanto, your name for the record, please.
Well, I'm here in a conference room. Can I just come into the court?
If you'd like to, yeah, sure.
Okay, let's.
And I'm actually surprised Josh showed up for this. I mean, I thought for sure he was going to skip it. It's funny. For a few days ago, we were in Kfar's chat before a premiere, and Josh was just going on and on about nonsense. If there's no injured party, there's no crime committed. And he tried giving me legal advice. It was just unbelievable. And I tried to tell him and explain to him that there are victimless crimes, but there's no reason in with sovereign citizens.
Let's do this.
I'm bringing the recording up here. Hello. Morning. Good morning.
Morning. First, I'd like to recall the case of City of Taylor versus Joshua Lanto, case number 2022-22-2024-OM-OM. That case was dismissed without prejudice, which is against my wishes, and which is why I chose to speak for myself in the court of law today. Just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
On the technical. I prefer everything to just be in person, just old school look. Not my call. All right. right, so let's get back to what I was doing. Case 230877 OM, People versus Lanto. Mr. Greco, you already placed your appearance. Sir, your name for the record, please.
Joshua Lanto.
All right. So today is the date and time set for an arraignment and pretrial in this matter. First off, as to the arraignment, sir, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you at trial. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you by the court of public expense. Do you understand those rights?
I understand the rights that you just told me.
Sir, are you choosing, I do have a court-appointed attorney here. Are you choosing to represent yourself today?
I am choosing to speak for myself.
Well, let's just represent, speak.
I mean, in legally.
Tomato, tomato.
represent. Yeah,
So-
no, you can't represent.
No, just
I just
at any point, if you do wish to have a court-appointed attorney, please let the court know so that I can effectuate that right in your wishes with regard to it.
I appreciate that.
Now, with regard to the alleged charges,
Outrageous. My username is visible to everyone. I feel naked and violated and vulnerable, just like Chris Scott. I shall report this dreadful channel to the Karen Sanity YouTube bots. Boy, that guy the other day, that was insane. And I'm convinced now that it had to have been a troll. But boy, that was insane the other day.
in this matter, it is alleged that with regard to the arraignment, do you wish me to read the complaint or would you like to waive the formal reading?
If you'd like to read it into the record, I'd appreciate that.
Sure. Okay. All right. It is alleged. It is alleged that on November 17th of 2022, that you, in count one, that you violated City Ordinance 32-31, commonly known as interfering with the police authority. That's a misdemeanor punishable by 93 days in jail and up to $500 in fines. In count two.
How dare they not charge me for a crime I totally did, but I want to talk about why it's not really a crime, even though it is a crime that I did. Exactly. The way they think, man, it's just so like strange and bizarre. What goes through the mind of a sovereign citizen? It looks like it is. Yeah, I believe so, Ancita.
It is alleged that you violated City Ordinance 32-31, interfering with a police authority. Again, that's a misdemeanor punishable by 93 days in jail and or up to $500 in fine. In count three, it is alleged that you violated City Ordinance 32-31, commonly known as interfering with police authority. And again, that's a misdemeanor punishable by 93 days in jail and or up to $500 in fines. As to those charges, how do you plead?
Well, I'm not prepared to make a plea at this time.
And I'll recognize you as standing.
Of course, he isn't prepared to enter a plea. Like, I feel this is another delay tactic, just like Hillegas. And it really doesn't matter if you're not ready to enter a plea, because if you're not ready to enter a plea, the judge can enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. That's how that works.
You acknowledge or plea of not guilty on your behalf.
Well, if I could just object to that for just a moment, because you did say, which is why I was trying to recall the matter of City versus Taylor versus Joshua Lanto in the previous case, because you said in that arraignment that I have the right to be informed of the cause and nature of the charges, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so obviously that case.
Did you get a copy of the complaint? Are you talking about in this matter?
No, I haven't seen anything. As a matter of fact, I've requested discovery from your house counsel several times and they have not given it to
But
me.
this case hasn't even started. This case is just getting
Right, so the case.
It's not the arraignment stage.
Yeah, so the case that I wanted to recall, because I had the right to be informed of the cause and nature of the charges in that case, but it's
But
clear
that's
that,
not the case that's on my docket.
but that's why I wanted to recall that case, because this stems from the same incident, so it's almost
You're
like.
saying recall as of.
Yep, it's definitely the Mark Stevens script.
Because there's two different meanings of the word recall. Recall is to remember, or recall is to actually call that case.
I would actually like to call that case because it was dismissed without prejudice, and I wanted to be dismissed with prejudice. And I made it clear to House counsel that I had expenses when it came to that case.
Okay.
I think it's only
You get
fair.
So just from a procedural standpoint, it's not on the docket today. Due and timely notice wasn't given to the court nor to Mr. Greco about your desire to do anything with that case. So you need to motion that up for a motion.
But we are on record, right?
But we are on the record,
Okay.
and let the record reflect it. I'm telling you that procedurally, you need to, if you have anything you want to do with some other case that isn't the case that's set for this docket today,
Yeah.
file a motion, file it with whoever you're going to serve obviously the other side, serve a copy on the court. The court will set it for a motion date.
Yeah, I appreciate
Then
that.
that case will be brought, and then everybody will be knowingly and voluntarily present, and they will be given all the notice ahead of time of what it is you want to do.
Okay, well, I appreciate that, and that actually speaks to the arraignment that we're doing here
This is
right
sort of
now.
different, this is a different situation. The arraignment today is just simply, I'm telling you what your charges are. I'm telling you what your constitution.
He definitely is a broken record. It's like that one time I accidentally called him broken system, broken brain, which would also be a great name for him because I really think his brain is broken in a few ways.
Constitutional rights are with regard to an arraignment, then I'm asking either for, how do you plead? You can either plead guilty, not guilty, or you cannot answer that question, in which case the court will automatically enter recognize you as standing mute and enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf so that it preserves your not guilty status and it preserves your constitutional rights.
And one of those constitutional rights that you explained to me is that I have the right to be informed of the cause and nature of the charges. And my point.
That's correct, and that's why I just told you that you were, count one is alleged that you violated City Ordinance 32-31, commonly known with interfering with police authority. Now, if you'd like me to read the expanded complaint, I can read the expanded complaint to you.
Well, may I just speak without being interrupted for a minute?
First off, I'm not interrupting you. Second, I'm just making sure that things are procedurally done correct. Third, I'm going to advise you that anything you say can and will be used against you. You do have a right to remain silent.
I understand.
So if you choose to say anything.
Well, the reason I'm asking questions about the cause and the nature of the charges is because on the last case that got dismissed, it was clear
You
that
gotta stop referencing the last case, because that's a separate case, whatever happened.
And the judge is exactly right. Whatever happened in a previous case has absolutely no relevance in this case. Like, there's no point in bringing it up because it's completely irrelevant to this case right now. Hey, Bruce Davis, great to see you. Good morning, and I hope you're doing well. And also, hello to Pierce. Great to see you as well.
we have the same thing going on in this case. We have a similar situation in this case, whereas I don't know if the prosecutor understands the cause and the nature of the charges because he had to dismiss the last case. Right?
Well,
So
I'm about to then let me read the complaint to you.
Okay.
Let me make sure you get a copy of the complaint.
Right. And I saw your YouTube channel I saw your video on YouTube.
First off, it's not my YouTube channel. It's something that's forced upon me that I'm required to do because there's a court order signed by my chief judge. I prefer to do all my cases in person, but I'm required to broadcast them live because.
Well, I certainly, any government entity willing to use transparency to put the truth on the table, 100% on the favor for it, because.
I don't have anything to hide. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't have any.
You did explain factual evidence of jurisdiction, though. You did explain it for about the better part of a half hour to a guy. The last time I was on Zoom, I was told I was crazy for.
I think he's referencing the case that we watched back on Monday with that other sovereign citizen that the judge schooled.
Talking like that.
You didn't understand me. So.
Right, but I was told I was talking crazy for asking for it.
No, not at all.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. Okay, that's first and foremost.
You can always challenge jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is something you can even challenge for the first time on appeal. One of the only things you can challenge for the first time on appeal.
Well, luckily we have about 160 people watching this right now that have heard that for the first time.
So he said we have 160 people watching this right now. So basically, that tells me he was probably streaming this here in live, Or he had a live stream up on his phone or something like that. I saw other Saucet video and decided that constantly interrupting you would be a better course of action. On behalf of the crazies, we don't claim him. He keeps asking for the cause of nature, but doesn't recognize it when it's punching him in the face repeatedly. It's like they don't have the capacity to comprehend what's being told to them. The judge has told him the cause of nature now at least 2 or 3 times, but he just doesn't get it. But of course, he knows better than everyone else, and he's going to play lawyer and represent himself.
Probably don't understand that.
I get it. A lot of people watch a couple of things on YouTube or a couple of things on Google, and they think they become a legal scholar.
Let's be honest, they watch law.
And this judge is exactly right. People watch stuff on YouTube, look up stuff on Google, where anybody can basically post anything online, and all of a sudden they think they're constitutional law scholars like Chili DeCastro. It really is amazing, like how many people are just so gullible by things they see online and actually think it's true. But of course, the real legal experts who have gone to college for years and years and years and have studied this apparently have no clue what they're talking about, according to these legal online scholars.
Law and Order, and then they think they're experts on the law.
I can't watch Law and Order.
Me neither. It's actually painful to watch that sort of stuff.
It's entertainment. That's exactly
It
what
is. It's meant for entertainment.
It's not.
Right? On the last case that was here though, I just have a few other clarifications.
Listen, again, I'm not going to discuss on the record any other cases that are no longer.
No. This isn't in regards to another case. This is in regards to my case and what happened.
This case right here.
Yeah, in this case, right? Yeah.
Again, before you start discussing the facts of this case, I am going to caution you that you have the right.
Fifth
to
Amendment,
decide
yeah.
that.
And I don't sign anything, so I'm just.
That's a copy of the.
Okay, appreciate that. And now is there?
So now I'm going to read into the record what the allegations are.
Okay.
All right, so.
Come on, Mark. You know a $25 indestructible trifold is a better education than 5 years of law school. I've actually been thinking about buying one of those trifolds just to have and make fun of. But it's definitely not worth the $25. This is one of the worst Law and Order. This is one of the worst Law and Order episodes of Law and Order ever.
It is alleged that on November the 17th, 2022, that you violated city ordinance, chapter 32, article 2, section 32-31, interfering with police authority, which states, it shall be unlawful for any person within the city to resist any police officer, any member of the police department, or any person duly empowered with police authority while in the discharge or apparent discharge of their police authority duty, or in any way to interfere with or hinder the police officer or member of the police department in the discharge of the police authority duty.
And
It is
just a
alleged.
quick objection, just a point of clarification.
There's no objection to that because that's just that is the ordinance.
Okay.
Literally, there's nothing to object. He's just reading the cause and nature of the charges, basically.
If you're just reading it into the record, I
I
understand.
don't met the ordinance. That's
Yeah, I just want to know what
legislative.
in any way in this chart. What does
Again-
in any way?
Again, I can't answer that question because for me to answer that question would be giving you legal advice. If you want to file a motion, you can more than welcome to file a
Yeah,
motion.
because in any way
And I
it
can
seems
make a
awfully
rule.
vague and it seems obtuse and it seems like it's just
These are all
impossible to.
great things that once somebody might want to argue in a motion.
Yeah, it seems impossible to determine what in any way.
So, but if you could, please don't interrupt me until I get down to the bottom here, because I want to let you know exactly what the allegations are against you from a factual basis. These are the reasons that the warrant was signed. because I found that there was probable cause that a crime was committed and probable cause that you were the one who committed the crime. Hence why the warrant was placed into existence in the first place. It is alleged that on the above listed date, which was the 11/17/22, at approximately 2:50 p.m., you, the defendant, Mr. Lanto, engaged in a repeated course of conduct to interfere with Officer Andrew Borg's discharge of his authorized duties, which include traffic enforcement on South Telegraph Road near Ecorse Road in the city of Teaneck. You, Mr. Lanto, allegedly had unlawful actions, including following Officer Borg on multiple traffic stops, approaching the traffic stops in close proximity to Officer Borg and his vehicle and the drivers, yelling obscenities and insults at Officer Borg, and video recording Officer Borg while inside of his patrol vehicle while he was accessing protected lien information concerning the drivers that were pulled over. It's also alleged, Mr. Lanto, you were ultimately arrested after Officer David Jones witnessed you walking within close proximity to Officer Borg's vehicle during a traffic stop and attempting.
I'm surprised he didn't try and ask for the judge's supervisor. Oh, I'm sure he's probably saving that for a future court appearance. Did he ask for oath of office? I don't believe so, at least not yet. Hey, Steve McNaddy, great to see you. Good morning, Mark, and fellow Frauditor haters. Great to see you, my friend, and I hope you're doing well.
To video record Officer Borg while he was inside his patrol vehicle accessing lien information about the driver. In count one, more specifically, in count one, the violation of section 32-31, interfering with the police authority. You, Mr. Lanto, the defendant, allegedly approached the traffic stop at approximately 3:04 p.m. and interfered with Officer Borg by being in close proximity to Officer Borg, his patrol vehicle, and the pulled over driver in the center median of Telegraph Road, and yelling and hurling insults and obscenities while Officer Borg was discharging his police authority duty. In count two, violation of section 32-31, interfering with police authority. You, the defendant, Mr. Lanto, allegedly approached the traffic stop at approximately 3:12 p.m. and interfered with Officer Borg by being in close proximity to Officer Borg, his patrol vehicle, his patrol car, and the pulled over driver, the parking lot of the Tropical Smoothie Cafe, and yelling and hurling insults and obscenities while Officer Borg was discharging his police authority duty. In count three, it is alleged a violation of section 32-31, interfering with a police officer, that you, the defendant, Mr. Lanto, allegedly approached the traffic stop at approximately 3:31.
Thank you, Just Jenny, for being a member now for 5 months. I love your channel. Thank you, Just Jenny. I appreciate your support. And thank you for being a member again for 5 months. It really is appreciated.
p.m. and interfered with Officer Borg by being in close proximity to Officer Borg, his patrol car, and the holdover driver in a parking lot on South Telegraph Road, and attempting to video record Officer Borg while he was inside of his patrol vehicle, accessing lien information about the driver, and otherwise discharging his police authority. Again, those are misdemeanors punishable by 93 days in jail and up to $500 in fines. Those are the factual basis which gave rise to probable cause to execute this warrant, and now is being charged against you. Again, you have the right to remain silent. Again, you do have the right to have counsel at any given time. You're choosing today. As to those charges and the allegations, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or you stand mute?
Well, I have to make a few clarifications before I make an informed.
This isn't a matter of
No, you don't have to make any clarifications. It's really simple. You either want to plead guilty nor not guilty, or you want to stand mute, which will just result in the judge entering a not guilty plea on your behalf. Like, it's a very simple question, but of course, he wants to make points of clarification and all this other nonsense to waste the court's time.
clarifications. This is you either pleading guilty, not guilty, or standing mute.
Well, I was told I have the right to be informed of the cause and the nature of the charge.
Just did.
You just read this into the record, and all it did was confuse.
I did.
So, because we have right in here that Officer Borg, or I was told
Listen,
I was
I'm
in
not-
close proximity of
Sure.
Officer Borg.
I'm not
What
going to
is-
get
what
into
is
the
close
particulars.
proximity?
Listen, I'm not gonna get into the picture, this isn't the trial. This is, nobody's sworn in under oath. There's a subject to cross-examination by both sides. That's what trials are for.
Okay,
That's what trials are for.
before I make an
This is
informed,
just these things. So I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to either choose guilty, not guilty, or just don't say anything. Or if you're not responsive, then I'll just enter a plea of not guilty so that your not guilty status is preserved and your constitutional rights preserved there as well.
well,
So how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty?
I object for clarification.
Sure. Guilty or not guilty?
Well, I object to that because I can't make an informed plea today.
All right,
Unless I have
enter a plea of
yeah.
not guilty on your behalf. So you're still not guilty on your behalf, and they have the
Well,
right
and
to.
then just let the record show I do not want a plea being made for me. You understand why I have to
There's
say that on the
nothing,
record?
there's no choice in the matter. I'm procedurally required to move forward by doing one of the three.
It's just the Mark Stevens court script worked out so well for Mark that he's sitting in jail. Mr. Lanto should understand that if it landed the guru in the clink, it's not going to help him. You would think that, going reading these scripts, the Mark Stevens script, like it didn't work out for Mark, and it's not going to work out for Josh. But here's the thing. Sovereign citizens don't think. They really don't. It's like insanity. They watch these videos, these court videos, these arrest videos. They all do the same exact thing. It's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the different results. When each and every time they're either found guilty or arrested on the side of the road, but they continuously run the same exact script over and over. It really is mind-boggling when you think of it. And this has been going on for years now. It's not like this is brand new. This has literally been going on for years and years now.
So,
Well, I was told when it pertains to this case at the last proceeding that was here, and I don't know who you had stand in for you.
I don't pick.
It was a bald guy,
My
he
father
looked like a
passed
mob
away.
boss.
Don't know. My father passed away, and I had to not be here, so.
Yeah, and he ordered me in here in person, said he was gonna have somebody watch over me, which sounded like a veiled
No.
threat.
So again, I wasn't here. I wasn't presiding over that case at the time.
Well, if it's true that he did that, would you perceive that as a veiled threat?
I'm not gonna answer that question, sir, because it's not the time or the
Yeah.
place for it. No one's been given any due time and notice of anybody, and nobody's been advised on the premises of any of that information, so, again.
Well, I have the video if you'd like to watch it. He ordered me in
Again,
here in person, said he was gonna
today's
have.
the date time set for an arraignment.
Yeah.
Today's the date and time set for the arraignment.
Well, I'm just saying.
That's all we're doing today is the arraignment. And it's also set for a pretrial. So you have the opportunity to speak now that you've been advised in the premises of what you've been charged with. I've entered a plea of not guilty for you. Would you like to speak with Mr. Greco about any potential resolution?
There were a few key things
Would
that
you
were
like to
said.
speak with Mr. Greco about any potential resolution?
Well, can I just make a clarification on the record?
I don't know what more you're gonna clarify. The purpose of today is for me to inform you of what you've been charged with.
I
I have
understand.
done that.
I
And
understand.
now
But
I
we
have
had
other
that,
cases that I need to get to. This is why cases are scheduled in certain ways and with
well, I'd be
regard
happy to be
certain
the last
stuff.
case called today so we can
Okay.
properly, clarify a couple things. I'd be happy to be the last case called so we can properly clarify a few
Well,
things.
first off, there's nothing to clarify. I've told
But
you
there
what
are.
I've been charged with. There's not. So I'm gonna ask you right now to be talk with Mr. Greco and have a pretrial discussion with him. You're more than welcome to do that.
Could I just tell you what was
Your
said
Honor,
on the record?
Your Honor,
The last case.
At the last
In
proceeding,
regards to this case.
in regards to this case, because this is the first time I've seen
The
it.
judge said on the record that he was powerless to make Mr. Greco provide anything regarding factual evidence jurisdiction.
Until the arraignment kicks in, yes, they're not gonna be, because the case doesn't start until it's actually you've been told what you're being charged with.
Right, because he said he can't make him produce the factual evidence jurisdiction. That's what the judge said in the last.
I wasn't there and I wasn't the judge. What I'm telling you is this, I have told you exactly what you're being charged with.
Okay.
There is an order in here for discovery. If you want an order for discovery, if you want to get a chance to have discovery, absolutely. If there's anything that's out there, discoverable, then you have every right to go and get it in preparation for trial.
Well, let's do
But
that.
that's
Let's
not
move
today.
this forward because
That's not
I have a
today.
feeling, I have a feeling I need to inform you of a few things that pertain to the North Police Department here. And I
First
actually,
off, first off, if it has to do with the case, I can't take in anything from outside of the case. There's a reason that hearsay is not part of cases. Why? Because they're literally by definition an out-of-court statement being used to prove the truth of the matter asserted under Rule of Evidence 801.
Well, you've
That's
got
literally the
officers that
definition.
are lying.
So if you're,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
if
it
you're telling
is.
me stuff right now, one, you're not under oath, so I could care less. Two, this isn't the trial.
Would you like to put me under oath?
No, I want to set this up for, if you want a trial, I'll give you a trial. That's what
I
I'm
mean, if
saying.
you want to see what happened.
And again, all of that would be done at a trial. If you're going to bring in evidence, it has to have foundations. You have to lay a foundation for every piece of evidence.
Well, then.
Evidence doesn't just come in. It has to be factually accurate and it has to be reliable.
Okay,
If they're
so,
not both, that's how you lay a foundation for evidence. I have a scale in my garage. Every time
I would love to see P. Barnes deal with Josh. I would pay money to see that, actually.
get on it, it says, oh, I weigh 187 pounds. I love that scale. Mwah. It's very reliable. Every time, 187. Mwah. Guess what? The scale's not accurate. It's reliable, but it's not accurate. All evidence has to, and that's what we do at trial. Today is just the day when I'm telling you, this is what you're facing. This is what they are alleging that you did. And if you'd like to set it for a trial, you can do so. If you'd like to have the assistance of an attorney, I'll make sure you have an attorney present with you. Even if you just want them riding shotgun with you, so you can ask questions about the rules of evidence and things like that. I'm not sure what I don't know if you have.
well, that's the only reason I would ask.
I don't know if you have a Juris Doctorate. I don't know what you know. I don't know what you studied. And I'm just telling you, that's why you have a right to assistance of counsel. If you'd like it at any time from now until the trial.
For administrative
I'll
purposes only, but I will speak for myself in court of law. I do not want anybody speaking for me.
Sure.
And they did that for me up in Pontiac. They gave me standby counsel.
Again, you're talking about some kind of case that I have nothing to do with.
I'm just wondering.
And trust
down here in
me,
Taylor,
trust me, while I appreciate it, I don't need any examples because I teach all of this stuff. I know exactly every example.
So, and I'm pretty sure you know what Houston still says about police interference.
So, again, if you want an attorney, I'll let you have an attorney. If you don't want an attorney, you want to speak for yourself and represent yourself, you have a God-given constitutional right.
Because Houston still says that police interference.
Listen, I'm not going to get into a civil procedure class here. I have other cases to do. You've been advised in the premises of what the charges are against you. I'm finding you're unresponsive as to guilty or not guilty, so I am going to put in a plea of not guilty.
Can they add extra charges against Josh for his obnoxious voice? It's an insult to everyone's ears. Oh, if only they could, Casey. I wish they could. Hey, Pat, great to see you. This judge is not letting Josh get away with his BS. No, he isn't. I like how this judge operates. We saw the other day the judge schooled that other sovereign citizen, and he's basically doing the same thing here with Josh. A little WD-40 would go a long way with that chair. Glad it's not a pen clicking over and over. Yeah, I'm not sure which is more annoying, a pen clicking or a chair squeaking. You know, I would have to probably say the chair squeaking. That'd probably get more on my nerves quicker than a pen clicking.
I would object to that on the record.
Sure, it's on the record. And now, if you don't want to speak with Mr. Greco at this time, then you're more than welcome to leave, and you'll be given a notice as to moving forward. I can set this up for a settlement conference, or we can just set it directly for a trial.
Okay, and then the next time we're here, we'll be able to recall the old matter, so I can get reimbursed.
I can't answer that question because that may be me giving you legal advice.
Okay.
When I'm wearing
this robe,
it's like being a referee. I can throw a flag, blow a whistle, but I can't coach either team.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how to proceed or what manner you should proceed.
Well, you spent about a half hour explaining it to somebody else.
No, I explained to them.
Well, it was a formal motion.
I wasn't giving them legal advice. I was
Yeah.
merely explaining what jurisdiction means. They had already said in their motion, they had filed a motion
Right.
stating each
I
individual
watched
reason.
it. Yeah, I watched it. I pay attention. I'm actually here to look for areas we can find agreement.
Say again, I'm sorry?
I'm actually here to look for areas we can find agreement.
Oh, well, then that's someone you need to talk to Mr. Greco about.
Well, I don't think he's going to find agreement.
Well, you're not going to find, with
So he's
me,
going to have to litigate.
with me, agreement comes from because the two parties approach me with an agreeable situation that they want to put on the record. You know,
Exactly. The judge doesn't get to make an agreement with you, Josh. You have to make an agreement with the prosecution. Like, there's no point in trying to negotiate with the judge because he can't do anything. He cannot enter a plea agreement with you. An arraignment should take 5 to 10 minutes tops. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I agree, Dixo. But that's what these sovereign citizens do. It's like they are hell bent on wasting as much of the court's time as possible.
In the form of a plea or a dismissal, or I can do a trial and I let the facts that are all under oath speak for themselves.
Well, and when I saw the mob boss judge, he actually had a different case and he was actually a lot more fair.
And now he's calling the previous judge a mob boss. That's a great way to get the judge on your side, Josh. Insult one of his colleagues. Way to go.
Than I originally gave him credit for. So the mob boss judge, I'm glad he's not here. But he's
I'm
the one that
sure
he's the one that told me I would be assigned an armed.
Well, first
escort.
off, I don't find I find it disrespectful to refer to somebody as a mob boss. That's because that literally.
That's how it felt to me.
Well, what I'm saying is you're just liable to somebody.
Well, that's how it felt.
Because now you put him in what's known as false light. And I'm just telling you, I wouldn't do that.
Well,
For civil reasons alone, I wouldn't do that.
I appreciate the warning.
But, and I'm not gonna allow any sort of disrespect to the judiciary, especially when I didn't watch over it, especially because the Judicial Tenure Commission, if they sanctioned the action, then sure, I have no problem with making commentary about it. Until that's been done, there's no need for doing that.
Yeah.
And trust me, you're not gonna garner any favor, nor even you're gonna do anything but lose respect from me, if you're just gonna throw like petty comments in there like that. I prefer people who just let the facts speak for themselves and let the law speak for them, and they just keep it professional.
Okay, well, as long as we're just here to put facts on the table, I can do that.
Sure. Then you've been advised, and so you are either free to go or free to talk to Mr. Greco further.
All right, I mean, if you want to talk to me, we can talk.
All right, Mr. I can always, you can sign back in, or Mr. Greco, are you available to talk any further today on this case?
Your Honor, Mr. Lanto and I have spoken, and it's either going to be set for a settlement conference, and we can provide him some of the discovery information with the order, or a trial. That
so let's
for us to talk about it anymore.
So I was getting the discovery regardless.
You haven't asked for discovery, but when
I asked Mr. Greco in the.
Yeah, he's going to get it regardless. It's just what is set for.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this for a settlement conference. You'll be given the date in the mail of when that settlement conference is. Mr. Greco, if there's any discoverables, type discovery, make sure you send that to Mr. Lanto. Mr. Lanto, did you provide Mr. Greco with an email and a phone number or?
He's got my email. He's got my email. And then just to make sure the record accurately reflects what the request was from Mr. Greco, I did request number one, the factual evidence jurisdiction and what he's using as a charging instrument to prove.
I gave you a copy of the charging instrument, the warrant.
Yeah. But it does nothing to explain jurisdiction. You went over it for a half hour with somebody else. That's not on you.
That's
I'm going to provide Mr. Lanto with the discovery we have. I'm going to move on to the next case.
All right. So you'll be getting the date in the mail of when that is, and if there's any issues as far as discovery or anything else, that's why the court rules provide for motion procedure.
Yeah, because at this time on the record, I'm not voluntarily surrendering jurisdiction.
Fair. Duly noted.
Fair. Okay. Thank you.
Noted.
All right.
All right. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your day, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time before things catch up with Josh. Like, he can take this to trial all he wants, but it's not going to work out well for him. He's going to lose easily. Yeah, that is kind of surprising that he didn't go live after court. At least I don't believe he did, not to my knowledge. All right. So that were the two court videos I had lined up for today. But as I was getting ready for the stream, I came across a police body cam video, and the officer was dealing with a sovereign citizen. Now, I haven't seen this.
It is my
Now, I haven't seen this video, but I watched about probably the first 15 seconds of it, and I said to myself, yep, I need to save this video for the live stream. This video is called Ohio Sovereign Citizen Traffic Stop, entitled Woman Driving with Fake Plates. So this should be awesome. KFAR News Network did not see him go live at all. That is surprising. Like, I would have thought for sure he would want to brag about how he was victorious in court or something stupid like that. The biggest issues with frauditors is that they record their own evidence and discovery. Exactly. They film their own crimes, and not only film their own crimes, they're stupid enough to post them online for the world to see. And then they're bewildered when they lose in court. Oh boy. This is a good one, Mark. Oh God, not her. Now, I haven't seen this one. So this is my first time watching it, so no spoilers, please.
right to I don't have a driver's license because I do not contract with the state of Ohio for a driver's license. I do have a right to travel in my private mode of travel, and this is my private mode of travel.
So, anyone got bingo yet? This is another video. I can already tell. Next time we play bingo, this video has to be on the list.
Not trying to be difficult. I'm just letting you know I have a right to be private. I live in the private, and this is how I can conduct my affairs.
You have committed a crime.
I have not committed a crime.
You don't have any license plates on your vehicle.
I have a private. I don't need a license plate.
You need a license plate not bought from eBay on your vehicle. You need to be registered.
Oh no, this.
There's a part 2 to this as well. Oh, I think I might have seen it also uploaded on the same channel. But if it's there, we'll probably check it out. My private mode of travel is a helicopter.
Came from the Morse National Network when it came with my ID. It's a private. So you have a fee schedule as well.
A fee schedule?
Yes.
What's that?
Schedule.
I don't know what that is.
It's a fee schedule for if I'm bothered in my private mode of travel. So this is a notice of intent fee schedule. And so this is for any and everything that you may have going to pull me over for, or anything that you may keep me on the side of the road for.
It's called a fee schedule?
Yes, it is a fee schedule.
Utterly delusional. Like, I wish life was that simple. I could just write some random number on a piece of paper, walk up to that person and say, here, you owe me this much money because I said so. I really wish life was that simple, because if it was, I would probably be rich. Fee schedule. Like, so utterly freaking delusional.
Hello, how are we doing? I'm Officer Douglas, Korea Police. The reason for the stop is you don't have a tag on your vehicle.
Right. It's not. I don't contract with the state of Ohio.
Okay.
I'm a private national.
Okay, so you're a sovereign citizen thing?
Well, no, it's not a sovereign citizen.
Are you Moorish?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you have your travel document, or what do you have? Okay. Where do you stay at? In Elyria?
No, I don't.
Okay. What's your current address?
I don't really. I docimile in Berea at.
Okay. Do you have anything with the VIN on the vehicle?
No, just
no registration, anything like that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I do have my all my information right here.
Okay. Do you mind if I see that?
Yes.
All right.
And you see, like, if I was an officer and a traffic stop started out like this, I would be radio in right now to see if I could bring her in for a 5150 psychiatric evaluation.
And I also have my Moorish. Well, it should be right there, all right there. Yeah, it's all right
Have
there.
you ever had a Ohio ID before?
I don't contract with the state of Ohio.
So have you ever had an Ohio ID before?
No, I don't contract with them.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second.
If she's really Moorish like she says she is, why isn't she wearing a fez? Like hell, you could go to KFC, buy a bucket of chicken, and it's just as good as a fez, really, when you think of it.
1606 to 1640. Yeah, this is a sovereign citizen. I don't know if you want to head up here. I'm sure they're going to request the boss at some point.
John 4. 23 is about to that location. Yeah, copy.
I wouldn't be surprised, Dixo. I bet she contracts with the state of Ohio for that EBT card for her 6 kids. No doubt. And I guarantee you, and I've said this in the past, but I guarantee you, every sovereign citizen contracted with the states they were in a few years ago when they were giving out stimulus checks during the pandemic. Guarantee you they had no problem contracting with the states then. Just saying. I like my fez extra crispy.
That stays at 2.
Run Street.
Correct.
Sure.
Definitely moronish, for sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's also my right to travel. That's also notarized and it's notarized and it's filed with the state of Ohio.
Okay.
It's an affidavit of my right to travel.
What is your first name?
Asada.
Okay. And then
Moron. I'm pretty sure I called Herbert moronish in the very first video I did of him. My nationality is Mormish. Boy, that video, Herbert, will never get old. Like, really, with some of these sovereign citizens, you gotta question if it's like a bad comedy skit with some of them. Just the way they act.
and your last name is Bay?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You said 223 Run Street?
That's my address on there. You can't just you can take that out of your pocket.
I'm not taking it, I'm just holding it so my hands are free. That's it.
Oh, okay.
All
So,
right.
I'm on my way somewhere that's very important.
Okay.
And you kind of holding me up.
Okay.
And I also do have a fee schedule as well.
A fee schedule?
Yes.
What's
a fee
that?
Schedule.
I don't know what that is.
It's a fee schedule for if I'm bothered in my private mode of travel. So this is a notice of intent fee schedule. And so this is for any and everything that you may have going to pull me over for, or anything that you may keep me on the side of the road for.
It's called a fee schedule?
Yes, it is a fee schedule.
Fee schedule, also known as a humongous waste of paper, because you're never, ever, ever going to see a single penny of your fee schedule. It's made up of BS. It's so delusional. I really would like to see at least one sovereign citizen on this earth show me that they've actually collected on their fee schedules. Spoiler, they haven't. It's useless. Like, really, I could go grab a notebook right now, write some figure on it, and say, "Hey, everyone, this is what you owe for watching my stream." But obviously, that'd be complete nonsense. That's basically what these sovereign citizens are doing with the cops. You pulled me over, so this is how much you owe me. Like, no, that's not how any of this works. End of rants.
Can I take a look at the first one? I'm sorry. The first one on the fee schedule? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll just hang tight, okay?
Well, listen.
What's up?
Can I have my ID back
Yeah, you're welcome to.
so I can go?
You're not free to leave
Why?
because you're being detained.
Detained?
Yeah, it's a traffic stop. You're detained. You're not in handcuffs and anything like that. But
This is unlawful detainment.
it's not. Okay?
It is unlawful
I know you believe it is, but I've done this plenty of times. Okay.
Okay, well, I also have a right to travel
Okay.
in my private
May I
mode
see
of
that?
transportation. It's my private mode of transportation.
May I see that? Here, you want to trade? I'll give you this back.
No, you cannot.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, just like I said, you're not free to go. Okay. So just hang out for 1 second. All right. What's up, Chief? Sovereign citizen. Moorish American.
I haven't those in a while.
I think I got a real info off a paper that she showed me. Dominique Cattell,
On Run Street.
allegedly. She doesn't live there. She's, I don't know the word she said. So,
Hey, Jesse West, great to see you. We watched Roger Hilligus in court, his latest appearance from a few days ago, and we just finished watching Broken System, Broken Trust in court, and now we're watching a Moorish sovereign citizen during a traffic stop for fake plates. And spoiler, it's not going like she planned it would.
something. 1606 radio.
Okay.
All right. Could you try and run a first name? Dominique, David Ocean Mike, Ida Nick, Ida Queen, Union Edward. Last name, Charlie at her real info.
1500 to dispatch.
Law enforcement and bothered.
Schedule.
Yeah.
Where are you on show?
Right across.
Right across the back or Got it.
Fee schedule. So we should charge her every time. Or
No.
She charges us.
She charges us.
And you know, the other thing with fee schedules, and I said this in a previous stream, but it's worth saying again. Anytime a sovereign citizen activates their fee schedule, police officers should just carry around Monopoly money. So when they give them their fee schedule, officer just hands them the amount in Monopoly money. That would be hilarious, in my opinion.
Interesting. I just hope she has a license or something valid. I'm sure she doesn't. But
She doesn't. She just has no business with the state of Ohio, but she has allegedly an affidavit signed by the state of Ohio saying that she's allowed to travel.
did she show it to you?
I mean, yeah, kinda.
Who made it? I don't know. We got like 4 deep though, so it probably looks bad. I was gonna keep going, but nobody else got here, so I'm like, well, I don't know. It's sitting here.
I just figure I've dealt with sovereign citizens before,
Right.
and that's what I asked her. I was like, "Oh, are you Moorish American?"
Somewhat four of us sitting here. That'll just exaggerate the situation, I'm guessing.
I agree with that, PJC.
You're yelling on the phone if you can hear. So. What's up, Joe?
Toys are open in the area.
That works.
We'll make this easy as possible.
Hey, Nup, great to see you. No worries that you're late. We're happy to have you here, my friend. Welcome in.
Right.
All right, ma'am. You said I'm sorry. Is that in Elyria?
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
All right. What was your name before it was Bay?
My name is Asada L Star Bay. That's all. The old name does not matter.
Okay.
So this is
It
my
matters to
name.
us, though.
This is my name, and this is filed with the Morris National Network.
But that's not the state of Ohio. That's not a law enforcement.
The Moorish National Network is not a legitimate thing. It's just it's basically a made up cult that has no legal relevance whatsoever.
Right, and I'm talking about Supreme Court law. I'm not talking about the state of Ohio. Supreme Court law. I am a Morris National, and this is my travel card. I went through all the proper steps to get my travel card. I went through all the proper steps to put everybody on notice, and this is what it is.
So that's not a driver's license, okay?
It is my right to. I don't have a driver's license because I do not contract with the state of Ohio for a driver's license.
If you don't contract with the state of Ohio, then get off the roads of Ohio. But really, you have no right to be using the roads of Ohio then. If you don't have a contract with them. That's how I feel.
I do have a right to travel in my private mode of travel, and this is my private mode of travel. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just letting you know I have a right to be private. I live in the private, and this is how I can conduct my affairs. I don't contract with the state of Ohio with the driver's license. I don't contract with the state of Ohio for anything. I have a right to contract how I want because I live in the private.
You can live in the private all you want, but when you're driving on a motor vehicle on a public roadway, you need a legitimate driver's license that's recognized by the U.S. government. It's really that simple. And if you don't agree with those laws, go somewhere else in the world where you don't need a driver's license. I don't think my cable package carries the Moorish National Network. Nope, I don't think mine does either, Casey. Boy, like, so delusional. Like, that must be like the word of the day today, delusional. Every sovereign citizen we've seen today, just straight up delusional.
This is my travel card, and this is my Moorish American national name.
So you don't drive on any public streets or anything like that?
I'm not conducting commerce. This is I'm not for hire. I'm not for any of that. So I'm not conducting commerce on any public highways. I'm not doing any type of business. I'm going from point A to point B in my private mode of travel, and I'm not conducting any type of business. I'm not conducting any commerce that would need me to have a driver's license, and I have not committed a crime.
You have committed a crime.
I have not committed a crime.
You don't have any license plates on your vehicle.
I have a private, I don't need a license plate on my vehicle.
You need a license plate not bought from eBay on your vehicle. You need to be registered.
Oh, no, this came from the Morris National Network when it came with my ID. It's a private, what they have on eBay is not my business. It's not my concern. But this is a private vehicle. I'm not for hire. I'm not for contract. And I'm not conducting any type of commerce, sir.
Okay, I understand that you fully believe in all this, okay? And I respect
I know. It is not what I believe in. It's what I know. I know that the Supreme Court law states that I have a right to travel just like I'm traveling. Supreme Court law says that, not me. I didn't say it. I didn't make it up. This is Supreme Court law. I have it right here in my thing. It's Supreme Court law. It's not something that I made up. It's just Supreme Court law.
And I fully understand that you believe that. Okay?
No, it isn't what I believe. It's what the Supreme Court law states.
Ma'am, I'm telling you.
How about stop cherry picking the Supreme Court laws and actually read the law in full? Because if you did, it would basically counter what you're claiming right now. All these sovereign citizens do is cherry pick Supreme Court rulings and try and make it fit their narrative when it never, in reality, fits their narrative. Read the entire law. Stop cherry picking.
Okay, could you call your sergeant, please?
Ma'am, I'm the chief of police.
Okay, well, are you the sergeant?
I'm the chief of police. It's my department. I'm the head of the agency.
Okay, where's the sergeant?
I would be above this.
Oh, okay. Well,
so that's why I came over here to try and help. I think to settle this as easy as possible.
Yeah, that's fine.
Everybody involved. That's why I thought I'm going to come over here. I'm going to have a conversation with you.
Okay.
I'm a student of this. I love to hear this stuff.
Okay.
I love to talk to you.
Okay.
Where we're at, though, is Ohio.
Right, but I'm not conducting commerce. I have it right here.
And I know
Supreme
what
Court
your
law.
reference. I've seen it. Unfortunately, that's not a context of the law.
Oh, America. Oh, this is all. I have all of it in here.
So I guess what I would
I
ask.
have it all in here.
And I see that you've got that nice bullet point and everything else like that. That's great.
All of them. Every case law, everything in here. It's all. You just identified me.
Well, we can't find you in the system.
Okay, that's fine.
We have to know who you are.
I just told my name is Asada L. Star Bay. And that's, you don't have a right to do that.
To do what?
To write anything down that has anything to do with my vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Like, really, I love how they just make crap up as they go along. Like, really, that's the first. You don't have a right to write anything down about my vehicle. That's the first time I've ever heard that. They're just making crap up now. Like, oh man. I wish, like, I want to do whatever drugs these people are doing just to try and figure out their thought process. Because really, no normal person thinks like this. Hey, Mark, great to see you, my friend, and I hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday. She's just like a warrior more, only not Moorish or real and quite scared. And you know, her name she keeps giving, El Bay and Bay, like, I'm 99% sure she's giving out a fake name. Because every Moorish sovereign citizen has the name Bay. So yeah, it's definitely not legal.
No, you don't. I know my rights. Okay, and I also know my rights. You guys are policy enforcers. You guys are okay, but you guys are public servants. You're a public servant. We're here to serve the public. I'm not. I didn't call you. I didn't ask you. You have your lights on behind me. You're supposed to use your lights in a state of emergency. This is not an emergency. Right, but it's not an emergency.
So that's why we're here. And again, you're not the first Morris person that I've encountered. And
Okay.
Usually we have a very good conversation.
And
that's what I want. I don't want to cause you.
Right. Well, why can't you accept
Probably.
my national
Wouldn't be
ID
surprised.
and let me go?
Because it was not issued by recognized government entity.
But we are our own government. We have our own
It's
Moorish
just within
national
the United
government.
States and
Yes,
state of
we
Ohio.
do. Okay, but
if it's not recognized by the state of Ohio or the United States government.
it is
We know what
recognized
it is.
by. It is recognized. It's definitely recognized by the Department of Justice.
Well, it's
We have.
it's
We
referenced.
no.
Wrong. It's definitely not. No matter what you believe in your delusions, none of this Moorish sovereign citizen stuff is legitimate, and none of it is recognized by the United States government, or for that matter, any government, pretty much, that I can think of. Yes, it is an emergency that he gives you a ticket. Oh, yeah. Like I said earlier, when we first started watching this one, this is going to be a great candidate for Sovereign Citizen Bingo. Maybe Monday we'll play again. We'll see. Like, I want to save up videos over time. That way we have a ton of content to watch for bingo and stuff like that. That's why I try and space it out when we play.
No. We have right here. We have a Department of Justice, and it's all on the back. Would you like to read it?
Who issued that ticket? Is that Moorish?
Yes, the government, the Moorish national government.
But the Department of Justice.
The Department of Justice. We are required to the Department of Justice.
We get briefs, so we know. So we like to we try to have the best possible encounters with them.
Right.
Respect everybody as much as possible.
Right.
So I guess with this officer, he's just if we can figure out who you are, and we know who you are.
I just told you who I was.
And that's why he asked you if you had a previous name that my friend. People change their names all the time, and that's
Well, what difference does my previous name make?
Then if we know who you are, then we feel comfortable saying, okay, that person's just fine. They're not a murderer. They didn't kill somebody.
Oh, no, I'm not a murderer.
The goalpost moves to support whatever the current nonsense argument is that she is trying to make. Yep, and that's all sovereign citizens really do, is just they continue to move the goalposts. It's like you could be talking to one of these sovereign citizens and you can say, the sky is blue. And then they'll start arguing with you that no, the sky isn't blue, it's green. It's like they like to argue for the sake of arguing sometimes.
Say you are, but I'm giving you a very extreme example.
Right.
Of why it's important.
I'm just a mother. I'm a mother of 6 children, and I'm trying to the grocery store to get my kids something to eat. And you're kind of interrupting what I was going
I
to do.
apologize. So if you give us a measure of, I guess, cooperation.
I just cooperated. He asked for my identification, and I gave him my identification. But that who I was before it has nothing to do with who I am today. What do you mean the vehicle's okay? What's wrong with the vehicle?
It's not properly licensed, like the officer told you, for the state of Ohio. Again, I understand what you're saying completely. I respect what you're saying. But again, if the officer is able to ascertain the vehicle is okay, it's not stolen, it's not anything like that. Okay, great.
No, it's
and
not
if we're able to
stolen.
find out that that you're just peacefully on your way, then I'm great with it.
I'm literally peacefully on my way.
We have to be able to ascertain that. You understand that I can't take people at the word sometimes. It's a traffic violation. Notices in Korea in the state of Ohio. And that's what we're concerned with at this moment.
You're
Okay.
concerned because my plate says private?
Because it's not a registered license plate in the state of Ohio. Or any other state.
Because I don't contract with the state of Ohio. And you do know about contracts, correct? We have a right to contract how we choose to contract. And if I choose to register a vehicle and get a plate.
Do you understand then that we have the right then to enforce the laws of the state and the city, which would include,
I've already put everyone on notice that needed to be put on notice. Maybe I should contact the Berea Police Department and let the Berea Police Department.
Lady, you can call whoever you want to call. Bottom line is your BS is not recognized by law. Right now, you're in the state of Ohio, and if you're going to drive on the state of Ohio's roads, you need to follow the laws of the state of Ohio. And the laws of the state of Ohio include getting a driver's license, registering your vehicle, and getting insurance.
Maybe I should do that.
We got here, but now we're here.
Okay,
now we have to be satisfied with everyone we need to do. And then we both go about our day.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out.
Can you cooperate with the officer a little bit, give us information, figure out who you are, this vehicle?
This is my vehicle.
Okay, but we need some verification. You understand that?
I don't have an ID saying anything of who I previously was.
But you know who you previously were, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all I'm asking. I can hear these ideas as close as possible. That's why I left my office to come here and talk to you. Because it's important. I want to respect you and respect what you believe.
Right.
I also need you then to give me a little bit of that back. Respect back.
Oh, I'm giving you respect. I gave you my ID.
Now we have to do. I'm guessing this isn't the first time you've done it. So
This is not the first time. I have, and I've never had any issues like I do in Berea. I have the worst issues. It's the Berea Police Department. I feel like at this point it's like a harassment type of thing. No. I'm talking about the people that work for you or under you. At this point, I feel like it's harassment. I don't know if it's because of the color of my skin. I don't know if it's because I choose to live in the private, because I have a choice to live in the private.
I respect everybody.
You know.
That's why I'm having this conversation with you.
Right.
We're not trying to escalate things. I'm just trying to. If we can do our business, then we can let you go about your business.
I'm not understanding what else you.
Well, we need to verify who you are. And again, there's no verification. I have no idea who you are.
This is my.
What's the other?
Any ID that I have has this one.
Because you understand that in the state of Ohio, we have these sort of interactions. You're required to identify yourself to a law enforcement officer. If you don't lawfully do that, we can take you to jail. Figure out. You don't want to do that.
Take me to jail for what? What crime have I committed?
To identify yourself.
Oh, that's not.
It is. In the state of
I
Ohio.
don't really have to tell you who I am.
You do because you
Hey Mark, did you see Vandalian's latest video? Here's the link. Yes, I did, and it was excellent. It's a video we covered here on the channel previously it was the sovereign citizen who had his window smashed and ended up getting pepper sprayed as well. And Van's newest video is the body cam angle from that original video, which is excellent.
Well, this is unlawfully detained. I haven't been. What does lawfully detained mean?
We have a right to stop you
Mm-hmm.
based on your vehicle not being properly registered for state law. We
Right.
stopped you, now we have to figure out who you are and make sure the vehicle's okay to be on the streets.
Why wouldn't it be okay to be on the street?
I don't know, because I can't verify that. I mean, we're just talking in circles here, so.
No. I'm not understanding. What is the issue? Why would the vehicle not be safe to be on the streets? What's the issue? Why would it? What's wrong with the vehicle that it wouldn't be
Again,
safe?
I have no idea what it is.
Hey, Liz D, great to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
No, it belongs to me.
But again, you can't verify that because you have a homemade license.
Soon,
What's
I
that
hope.
homemade? I've never had a license plate on this car.
Henry Street with
So that's where we're at.
Right, I've never had a
So I'm gonna
license
ask you
plate.
to help us here a little bit to identify yourself. If you don't do that, then we are going to, probably take you to custody for failure to identify.
So you're threatening to take me to
No, I'm not
jail
threatening, I'm telling
for
you.
a non-violent crime, for a crime
Which
that
is the last-
haven't been committed.
Which is the last thing I
Because
want.
I do have a fee schedule here,
Okay,
and my
you-
fee schedule definitely
It will go up
says.
some. Okay. And you can make.
Your fee schedule isn't worth the paper it's printed on. Like, go tell the judge about your fee schedule and see the judge's reaction. I'm sure the judge will laugh at you.
Those claims after the fact, but I don't want to get there. Okay?
Hold on, where's unlawful detainment or detainment, lawful detainment? Because they're issue traffic citation, 75,000. Time in court.
Your fee requirement, then?
Excuse me?
Would you rather just have us issue a traffic citation? If you know you are, we'll issue a traffic citation, send you on your way, and you can go about trying to make a claim for that.
A claim for what?
For us issuing you a
Would you
traffic
like to read
citation.
this? Because
We're past that now. I told you where we're at this point. I'm just asking for some cooperation at this point.
I'm giving you cooperation.
But you're not. You're giving me a lot of more stuff, which I respect it. I love it. Listen, I'm a student of people and humanity, and that's why I'm trying to have this conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not really working with me at all.
Okay.
So
Well,
I told you what the response is going to be if you continue. I don't want to do that. It's the last thing I want.
Mm-hmm.
You seem like a very nice person. So you're a mother of 6. I don't want anything against you. I don't.
His name is Chief Clark.
What's your name? Officer Douglas.
Officer Douglas. Oh, I am. I'm gonna definitely file a lawsuit.
Okay.
Okay. Let me call you back, Mom.
Could you just provide your information before you got it switched over?
Excuse me?
Could you just provide your name before you got it switched to Bay to me?
You looked it up, didn't you?
I looked up Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're asking about if you had a name
Did you
before
see my
that.
fee schedule?
No,
You did.
I saw it.
You wrote
Yeah, the officers here are being very, very patient with her.
down.
What did I write down?
What did you write down?
I wrote down your VIN and then the birthday you provided me and then street.
Could I see what you wrote down?
What is your name? Was it the Dominique? Was that your old first name?
So if you
I
know
can't just
that,
run Dominique. There's
so
a million
but
Dominiques
if
in
you
Ohio.
know that, why are you sitting here trying to play me like I'm stupid?
I don't know your last name.
You got the VIN number, don't you?
If it's never been registered to you, it will never come back to a license plate.
It doesn't, because I got.
If it's never been registered to you in the state of Ohio, it's never going to come back to a state of Ohio license plate, and therefore it won't be registered to you or anyone else. Does that make
You
sense?
can tell us if it was registered in the previous state. I can look it up that way.
No, it was registered here.
In Ohio or through the Moorish Nation?
No, it was registered here when I bought it because
Hey, Jack Simpson, great to see you, and I hope you're doing well. Welcome in.
I had to register it here when I bought it.
Did they give you a temporary tag?
Yes, and it expired.
Okay.
Once it expired, I never got anything else because I do not contract with the state of Ohio to get a license.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be difficult. This is just what this is who I am. I don't go by the old name anymore. I'm not a murderer. I'm not a killer. I'm just a mother who's trying to go get some groceries for her 6 children. That's it.
Check Union Robert 104424.
Oh, 6.
Nothing found through leads. I also did an admin and I'm unable to locate any information.
Copy.
The police stations, I don't know.
1606.
Oh, 6.
The, code this for the event is coming.
Yeah, I definitely feel bad for any kids who have sovereign citizens as parents. It really is, in my opinion, a form of child abuse, especially if they're trying to, pass down this sovereign citizen way of thinking down to their kids. It really is disgusting, actually. Hey Ed209, great to see you. It makes this video more interesting because this happened 10 minutes from my house. Oh, wow.
Back to a 15, Chrysler Town Country.
Copy.
You get what I'm saying?
Like, they're still trying to figure out who this woman really is, because obviously she's given out a fake name. At this point, I would arrest her for giving out a fake name and arrest her for also the fake license plates and just tow her car already. Let her make these arguments for court and stop arguing with her on the side of the road.
And they've never sent me anything back, and this has been over a year and a half now that I've been on this journey of living in the private and living free. I have not had a driver's license in years. I don't plan to get a driver's license. And like I said, I'm a mother of 6. I have to travel. And I do have a right to travel. I'm not conducting any type of commerce. I do know the Supreme Court laws because I have to.
You do as well, obviously. So maybe not as well as you on this one.
Pressing like is free and prevents Mark from singing. Oh, well, I am not a good singer. But yes, be sure to hit that like button. Just helps the YouTube algorithm. Helps spread the word about my channel to other people. And yeah, be sure to share these videos. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff.
It's not a mystery. It's not this at all. U.S. Supreme Court and other high court citations proving that no license is necessary for normal use of an automobile on common way.
I am not a singer.
It's a common way.
Common ways.
But the civil housing don't define it as a common way.
But it is.
But you know what I'm saying?
But the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court.
That's where some of that.
Right.
Yep, I did see that there is a second video that we'll watch right after this.
Right. But Supreme Court looks at it as a common way.
And so, way could be your driveway, your own land or property.
Right. No, but
this is a public road that taxes.
And it's also right, and it's also common way.
So that's one. It's
all stated in here, and I don't think any law from Supreme Court law, or any of that. And like I said, I'm not trying to be difficult.
We're just having a conversation. I'm trying to rectify this.
It's all in here. It's all in here. U.S. Supreme Court says no license is necessary to drive an automobile on public highways, streets. No license is necessary to copy and share freely. Name 4, Kansas. This is all Supreme Court law. And it says 43 U.S. Supreme Court says no license necessary to drive.
Oh, 6.
If you're able to, I have an OLM. This might be her. I did a couple of different search engines. Is her name Dominique Camel by chance?
Give me the DL, I'll run it.
Hey, Cold Stone Wolf, great to see you, my friend, and I hope you're doing well.
Not valid, but no warrants.
Not valid?
Yes.
You want to swear, what about
Like,
tickets?
okay, send her on her way.
Send her on her way.
Cool.
You good with that?
Yep.
Exactly, Pedro.
All right, ma'am.
So he was able to find you. Thank you.
Will you provide me a good phone number for you? You don't have to. It's totally optional. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm giving you a ticket, okay? I'm saying and advising, City of Bree is advising you have to go to court for the ticket, okay? Now, you can go to court with all your documents, everything like that. You can prove your case. You can file the fees that you'd like against us and not against the court, okay? I just have to advise you that you have to appear in court, okay? Your court date will be March 24th at 9 in the morning in Berea. By signing it, you're not admitting guilt.
Oh, I'm not signing.
Okay. All right. All right. So here's your copy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There is the court date at the top on the inside. There's also a phone number and a website on the back, okay?
Okay.
Directly to the court.
Okay.
Was I speaking with you? I wish it was under better.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It was good talking to you too. But I'm gonna come up there and possibly give you all this information if it's okay.
You can drop off. Understand? I don't have the right to tell
No,
you.
no, no, no.
Travel without.
No, it's not about you giving me a right to travel. It's about me giving you the information that we are on file with the Department of Justice, so you can see that we are recognized with the United States.
Well, I guess it's like.
Wow, she's in charge of everyone. It really is funny how they think that, like, they have no power whatsoever, but in their minds, they really think that they're in charge. And just giving this officer a ticket here, in her mind, she thinks she won. Because we all know she's gonna ignore that ticket. She's gonna throw it away, throw it in the trash. She'll never pay it. So it's kind of, by giving her a ticket, I think in a way it just reinforces this sovereign citizen behavior. We need to come down more strict on these sovereign citizens. However, in the second video of her, I heard that we have a much more happy ending.
You know that if I don't respond formally, doesn't mean I.
No. I'm gonna bring it up there to you personally.
I would like to see it.
No, I'm gonna bring it to you personally, okay. And I'm gonna show you that we are recognized with the.
Is there court video of her? Not that I'm aware of. There might be, but none that I've seen so far. I'm willing to bet she went to court and proved her case. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to watch part 2.
Department of Justice, which is a United States branch of office or whatever.
Yes.
And we are recognized, and we also have a Department of Justice file number that we're under. So I just want you to see that we are recognized, and this isn't just a load of BS.
No, I'm respecting you. We have to work within the confines.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to let you know that
I appreciate it. Again, I wish I had been able to talk to you under different types of circumstances because again, I'm fascinated by all this.
Right.
I didn't.
You
know.
also have a right to live in a private as well.
I did not know about.
Is your copy of this?
Thank you. Yeah, it's treaty of Richmond. Let me call you back this time. All right. Well, thank you. You guys have a blessed day.
Thank you as well. Drive safely.
Bye.
Officer, you messed up. She's not driving. She's traveling. Oh yes, I did hear about Jeremetha. He got arrested, and I guess his girlfriend or wife or Sam has basically been e-begging for money on his behalf. All right, so let's go to the second video now, which I believe is also on this channel. And I'll put a link to this channel in the chat, by the way. Be sure to give them a subscribe to them. Now let's find the second video. When I was looking at this morning, I didn't realize this was a second video of her.
You talking about I got a warrant, but don't
Post office, I'll get another.
The fuck? Hold on, yeah, come on.
Okay.
Okay, but don't. I have a shoulder thing. So please don't grab on my shoulder like that because my shoulder is it will dislocate. Hold my mom, CJ. Let me lock my door.
Okay, hold on.
What's wrong with you? Just grabbing on me like that. So full of shit.
Okay. What, can I lock these and I'll tighten up on you?
Give me my fucking phone. No, hell no. I have to call my.
It's always a shoulder injury with these frauditors and soffsits, isn't it?
Mother.
Okay.
Let's come on.
You never got a plate for the car either, right?
No, and I'm not. It's not
Never got a
registered.
license?
It's not registered.
You're not driving, you're traveling, same
I'm
thing as last time?
traveling. Yes, you know that.
Okay.
You know that.
You can't have.
So this is basically a follow-up to the video we just watched where, of course, she never got a legit license plate, continued to travel down the roads freely, and now she got stopped again, and this time she's being arrested.
Stuff in the backseat, okay?
This is mine.
Okay. I'm not going anywhere with it. You just can't have it on you. Simple as that. Okay.
So I can't have my debit card either?
Yes, no, I can get everything for you. You just can't have it in the
Why can't I have
backseat.
my keys?
Because you can't have anything in the
Okay, but I don't want you touching my keys.
That's fine, but you can't have it.
Okay, but I need to call my mom so she can come pick me up.
Well, you're not getting picked up. You're in jail.
Okay, but I can still get out.
Yeah.
Hey Mark, could Ohio be considered a real-life GTA server? It's definitely getting close to that, but I wouldn't consider it a real-life GTA server just yet. Right now, in my opinion, the only two real-life GTA servers are Florida and La Crosse, Wisconsin. But Ohio, if things keep going like they are in Ohio, then they can definitely be added to the list soon.
Okay, so I need her to come pick me up.
Okay, and we can make that arrangement when it gets there, okay?
Fuck off me.
Ma'am, you need to relax, okay?
No, you need to get the fuck off me.
Okay.
You know goddamn well I ain't in your jurisdiction. You just want to fuck with
Jurisdiction.
me. Prejudice.
The officer is proving jurisdiction to you right now by arresting you. And that's the other thing, like, they always, every single time with these sovereign citizens, they always say to the officer, "You have no jurisdiction over me." Well, if that were true, and if you really truly believed that the officers don't have jurisdiction over you, why did you pull over then? Why did you stop for the officers? After all, if they have no jurisdiction, they have no authority over you, just continue to travel down freely down the road. Seriously.
What jurisdiction do we have?
I'm not in your jurisdiction.
Are you in the city of Berea?
You're not even supposed to be fucking touching me.
You're in the city of Berea. What's up? Okay.
1673.
$16.06 radio. I have one detained.
Exactly, Ziggy.
She's the one wrong with us.
These sovereign
She's a
citizens
sovereign citizen.
don't comprehend
in the
that.
car she's driving.
They'd rather waste hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in court than just pay to register their car and get a license, as well as insurance.
Jennifer, go ahead.
2 Charlie, 4 Robert, Charlie 1, Barney George, 9 Frank, Robert 6, 4 4, 5 7 6. Did you guys just pull up? Yeah. Just pulled up?
What?
Just pulled up?
Yeah, literally right
Okay,
now.
that's good. I'm dealing with someone. So, you missed the fun by about 2 minutes. I stopped her before. Same.
I have an animal call holding. It's a brown and white dog running.
I went to court as well with us.
Domer in Tincture. I know 73's on duty, but he's taking care of those cats.
All right, I'll check on it after I check on some of those details.
1606 radio. Could you start Rich's for a tow? And did you get anything back on that VIN?
I did not get anything back on that VIN. What is her name?
Copy. I believe last time I stopped her in this vehicle, I asked for a note to be added. Is there not one popping up? Tell her I'm towing it because she doesn't have a license.
Not that I'm seeing. I read.
Okay, I just started a poll in the chat room just to see your thoughts. Do you consider Ohio to be a real-life GTA server? Because we've definitely been getting more videos out of Ohio recently. So just want to hear your thoughts about it.
And it's through Leeds. Do you know what her first or last name is by chance?
I'll have to find it for you. Give me 1 second.
10-4, I'll check.
How's she gonna drive it there?
1606 radio. Her address should be in Elyria.
Ma'am, I don't appreciate your racial slurs.
Oh boy, let me guess. The officer is going to find something in that car, isn't he?
1606 radio. I have a first and last name when ready. David Ocean Bell. Weed card.
I live in a very small town and have asked local cops if they've ever encountered soffsits, and they have. It's like, I was saying this the other day, but it's like the sovereign citizen movement is slowly getting more popular, which is insane, really.
just with us?
Affirmative.
Copy that. Here's her previous ticket she got from me. Court date was March 24th.
And of course, I'm willing to say she never showed up for that court date.
So,
I have no idea what she's rattling on about. She's not a sovereign citizen, she's just a sovereign, and she's got Supreme Court rights to convey.
who is this pulling up?
Said her mom's on her way to the car.
Doesn't have plates. It's got a private license plate.
What, this car? Or
Yeah, it has no license plate.
I know it does. That's what I told her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here's the ticket I gave her before. I don't understand how she's sovereign, but she has enough of Ohio ID to get a medical marijuana card and medical marijuana.
You can't talk to those people. They just drag you into a circle of fucking. Like, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm not a sovereign citizen. You just said you were. I'm sovereign. Okay. I mean, she's able to use our currency as the United States. She's got cash. She's got, it's just a ring of insanity. So, all right, well.
She tried pulling away from me when I hopped out because as soon as I got behind her, she came running over here.
She's using the United States mail system to driving on our public
So
roads.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna go mail that for her,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna write her for obstructing, resisting, and a bunch of traffic.
Take her to our road soon.
Yeah. Actually, I might just go off my last ticket that I wrote and just copy and paste the code. Non-compliance times 3 and
Want to get
fictitious.
a wallet in her purse.
I guess you hear one say all the case laws for somebody, but I'm a sovereign citizen. Got to.
Well, she did last time.
And this is
Hey,
what
Finley,
being a
you wanna do
sovereign
me a huge
citizen
favor?
gets to you.
Do you mind transporting?
Yeah, I got her.
Right. And then I'll sit on the tow, and then I'll go mail for her. That seems pretty important, actually.
Okay.
It'd be cool if I just send a copy to her. I can just make her new stuff tomorrow, right? New court date. And then she can be seen on hold tomorrow. Am I good?
She'll get a bond, right?
With resisting and obstructing today?
I don't know. She might not.
I think that's a.
Yeah. I gotta go check on this dog and then call this other person back.
Cool.
Whatever. I'm gonna take her there and get it done with.
That is a good question. Does she believe in the USPS? Well, typically, most sovereign citizens don't. Hell, a few nights ago, I was scrolling through Reddit, and a post from the USPS subreddit came up, and it was about a sovereign citizen trying to mail something, and of course, it was complete nonsense, no stamps, what a freaking red thumbprint. It was just ridiculous. So now they're even wasting the USPS's time with this nonsense.
Hey, I'm gonna bring you back your return slip for this, okay? For your mail. Is that all right?
That's what I was going to do, duh. And you lost my other slip to it.
What's the other slip? What? This one?
Yes, I was going to.
Warriors like her conquered every continent and ruled the seven seas. Static TV screens entertain them for hours. There has to be a charge for wasting the people's time with this softstick crap. I really wish there were, but to my knowledge, I don't think there is any charges for wasting people's time currently. But I really wish there were, though.
How much is it? Okay.
So she isn't a citizen, according to her, but she has no problem using the United States Postal Service.
Yeah. $16.06 radio.
Can't nobody tell me anything. I don't feel like
1640 radio. 1640. Where is that animal playing out?
I love that the cop is completely ignoring her as she's rambling about Softsit BS in the back. It's awesome.
It was Edgewood and West. It was a problem like the operating list.
and I'm not hurting anybody else.
Copy, I'll be in road.
And you're not God. You can't tell me what to do, and you can't tell nobody else what to do. Y'all put on them uniforms, and it makes you feel like you got a position of power, like you can treat people like shit. But that's not the case. Because as soon as you walked up to me, you were rude. You didn't come up to me and say, hey, ma'am, you know, what's going on today? You came up to me on some bullshit because you thought you had in your mind that I was a certain kind of person or a certain kind of way off top. But you don't know me. I'm not
Suspended license. Suspended license.
How I choose to live. I'm not hurting you. I'm not committing no crimes. I didn't steal nothing from nobody. I didn't run nobody over. I'm not dealing no drugs. Okay, I got a warrant. It's for a traffic ticket. Traffic warrant. When did I hurt anybody? Where's the victim? Where's the victim?
And there we go. No victim, no crime. Like, why is it so difficult for these sovereign citizens to understand that there are such things as victimless crimes? Like, just because there is no victim, it doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. Like, it really is boggling to me how these sovereign citizens think. But then again, I'm wrong because they really don't think at all.
There is no victim. You know everything else. You know this ain't gonna work. You know everything else. So where's the victim? You don't know what a victim is? Where's the victim in the crime?
Oh, wait, I got a phone, so all her bag's in the front seat. That wasn't paid for. The slip just didn't pay for it, so I can't do it.
The cats are obviously the real victims here.
Called Lang
Yes,
before.
they
I was like,
are.
hey, just a heads up. Whatever.
It was just stock running loose.
Look, it's still got the wrapping and it's still got the price tag on the back.
I'm still dealing with cats over here.
And you know what I think is also bad? That there are legitimate websites that sell those fake right to travel plates. Like, really, if you were to go on Amazon right now and just type in right to travel plates, that that will be one of the plates that shows up. So it really is ridiculous that legitimate websites like Amazon sell that nonsense.
Just 73, I think this dog hall is actually in that area, Edgewood and West. You have her info?
Yeah. You want me to chat to you?
Please do.
Thank you.
All right. And another sovereign citizen travels to jail. We have time for at least one more video here. Let's check out Van Balion's latest. We've seen this one before. I did a video about this one before, but it was from the traveler's perspective, and this is the body cam video. This is the sovereign citizen who got his window busted and then got pepper sprayed.
Traffic 1855.
Okay. You're under arrest. Open the door.
No.
They're trying to kidnap us.
Step out of the car.
They're trying to kidnap us.
Get out.
Get your neck on moving.
Welcome back to the Van Valiant channel, guys. Today we head back to Lancaster, Ohio to cover a body cam video of an arrest I covered back in April this year, where a sovereign citizen couple lost their car window, got pepper sprayed and arrested on a litany of charges following a minor accident where the male passenger allegedly pepper sprayed the driver of the other vehicle. An officer witnessed that encounter and stopped to inform the victim that another officer was en route. The officer then caught up with the truck and initiated the traffic stop we all remember. But now we get to...
Yes, this is the same soffit that threatened one of the officers if he tried to arrest him. He was going to fight them. Yep, I remember that. And the cops took exception to that. Yes, they did.
See the stop from a law enforcement point of view, courtesy of Bodycam TV. Right, let's get into the video.
See, they're not identifying themselves. She rolls her window up, refuses to talk to me. He tells me, forget you, I ain't identifying myself to you, and that's where we're at now.
Okay. Damage on that vehicle?
Just a mirror, touching mirrors. Sheriff's deputy, I'm not sure where he came from. He must have been behind me or close to me, because then he comes down here. They refuse to identify, and then he calls supervisor in.
So she's refusing to identify herself.
As well as there's a passenger in the back. They're recording, as well as the gentleman in the passenger
That's
side.
not her plate, right?
Correct.
So she's refusing to identify herself.
Right. He's refusing to identify himself.
Okay, as far as him right now, let's not worry about him. Let's worry about her.
She's being the driver. Yep.
No plate on the vehicle.
No plate on the vehicle. Yep, that's what we got.
So as we are now finding out from one of my previous videos and now this video, getting into an accident with a sovereign citizen is not only bad for your pocket, it can be bad for your health as well. And these guys have the nerve to preach no victim, no crime.
Mark, as soon as these softards start with their word salad nonsense, they should make it law to pepper spray and tase them into silence. You're picking on Ohio, Mark.
Let's get her out of the vehicle.
Okay. She refuses to come out.
All right. Well, we'll get in the vehicle. We'll pull her out, 2-5 her.
Okay.
She's not cooperating with
Okay.
us. And we'll tow the vehicle because there's no plates on the vehicle.
Okay.
My next problem is I hope she doesn't try to take off on us because just because she's not pinned in or anything. So
I'm in front of her. I can.
Yeah. Once you have your guy, we'll block her from going anywhere. Jonesy, you probably pull up a little bit closer, maybe. That way she doesn't take off running on us.
So we now have the advantage of hindsight with this one because we have the video from inside the vehicle, which shows the female very much under the control of the soft-sit passenger, which is kind of scary. So if he said drive away, then I'm willing to bet she would, but he's too much of a narcissist and a professional victim to do that.
Hey, Sally Scolden, great to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. And hey, Lisa B, great to see you as well, my friend.
That's good. That's good. I'm not walking between the cars there. Watch yourself, Jonesy.
Yep.
All right, that's good. Hi there. My name's Sergeant Thurston. Ma'am, I'm talking to you. You're the driver. Ma'am, I'm asking you to roll the window down to speak with me. You're the driver of this vehicle. Can you open the door so I can talk to you?
If the window didn't wind down like the passenger says, then why would he need to tell the driver this?
Don't roll it. Don't roll it now. Over here. Over here.
So like I said in the previous video, you can always tell when a sovereign citizen is lying because his lips move.
Open the door. Open the door. Ma'am, I'm trying to speak with you. Okay. 1 second here. Ma'am, I'm trying to speak with you. You're the driver of the vehicle. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm asking you to make contact with me on the other side of the vehicle so I can talk with you, okay? Ma'am, can you step out of the vehicle?
And you can obviously tell this guy is completely obliterated. He is smash drunk.
I can speak with you. Ma'am, I'm asking you to speak. Ma'am, I will be breaking the window and pulling you out of the vehicle if you don't cooperate.
We are allowed to be
Ma'am,
secure in our personal
I'm asking you to open the door on that side.
Constitutional right.
First of all, I wouldn't worry too much about that window because it's not going to be there shortly. And secondly, the Fourth Amendment protects you against unreasonable searches and seizures. It's not a magic wand you can wave to absolve yourself of criminal behavior. And you have the nerve to call yourself a constitutional law scholar?
I'm a constitutional law scholar. I'm into all this.
Do you not understand that?
Ma'am, I'm asking you for an identification.
And protect. Now.
Open the door. I'm going to break the window. I'm going to break the window and assist you out of the vehicle. You either open the door and speak to me. Open the door and speak to me. I'm asking you to identify yourself. You have a driver's license. Ma'am, you're the driver of the vehicle. I'm talking to you. I'm asking you to open the door and speak to me. I'm not going to continue asking you. I'm going to break your window and assist you out of the vehicle.
Yeah, you're most likely right, Colts. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
I'm asking you to open the door. Ma'am, I need a driver's license.
He's asking if they can deploy OC into the car.
Give me 1 second.
Small.
47. Copy of VIN number, please.
I reran it. Yep.
Okay.
I ran it.
Disregard, I believe, 1429 ran it.
Yep.
Walker?
He's asking if you want OC deployed into the window.
Hey,
There's somebody in the back seat. I don't know if it's a child.
1 second here, Chris.
It's a child or a man?
It's a male.
Younger. He's not old, he's a young boy.
Do you know, if that is a kid in the back seat, then shame on them for exposing them to this toxic environment.
47. We have another unit in the system.
It's always the smallest things, just the fender bender, and sovereign citizens will always escalate into serious charges. Yep, I agree, Colt Stonewolf. Ask, tell, and make. Drag their asses out and end the situation.
Down here. So here, Walker, I don't know if I want to put OC in there right yet, because let's hold off until I don't want them to take off, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll have OC in there.
I got stinger spikes in the back of my car. I can stick it right up.
Go ahead, it wouldn't hurt.
So, do we need a baton at this point? What
Well,
do
you have one.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. We have a sovereign citizen type person.
Judith Jordan was arrested for obstruction, and Brian Jordan was arrested and charged with assault, obstruction, disorderly contact, and resistant arrest. Their kid got released back to family members. It really is sad that they did this with a kid in the car.
Yeah, if you want, you just push that right into the window. It'll shatter it.
Perfect.
All right.
What is it, like a little clicker?
I think so.
Push it into the window, it'll shatter it.
I've
got the window breaker at the end too.
Okay.
Well, that tool looks familiar. I think we've all seen this used to great effect before in my Sovereign Citizen Gets His Window Busted Out in South Carolina video. Who remembers this one?
Now?
3, 2, 1.
Dude. Hey, you want to hold that down?
Yep.
So we've got the stop 6 behind the vehicle there, the tire, so we can where's Malone? Is he here yet?
Jones.
So here's the plan. We got 3 people in the car. Hey, let's
You want me to shut it down?
I want you to shut it down, yep. 47, 1187. We'll just shut the westbound traffic down right there. Shut the block off.
Just the planning that goes into a stop like this and the disruption it brings is incredible. All because a self-proclaimed constitutional law scholar thinks he knows better. They should hit him with any and all costs that arise out of this operation. Anyway, let's skip ahead through the planning and get to the good stuff.
4799 traffic.
Units 99 traffic, 1855.
You're under arrest. Open the door.
Mike, stop. Use this end.
You're under arrest. Open the door. Step out. You're getting hosed. Step out now. Step out now. Step out.
What are you doing?
You're under arrest. Step out of the vehicle now. Step out of the vehicle now. OC.
Number.
Boy, that window smash was epic. And that was it looked like a lot of OC spray they used. And in this city, in the passenger seat is still yelling name and badge number. Exactly. Safe light repair, safe light replace. I swear, you should be like a sponsor of the Sovereign Citizen. I'm sure they love soft sits, really.
Step out now. OC. Step out now.
47, did you advise paramedics?
Step out. You're going to run out of air.
Can you imagine for a second being dumb enough to ask the police what they are doing and their name and badge number while you're in the middle of getting a face full of OC spray. All we need now is Mr. Sparky to complete the trifecta.
They're trying to kidnap us.
Step out of the car.
Well, the evil road pirates are now kidnapping the travelers.
Step out of the vehicle over here.
Step out now.
Step out of the vehicle now. They're trying to kidnap. Get out. Get your next one. Hey, let go of my hands back.
Put your hands behind your back. You are under arrest. Hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
I'm not doing anything, says the guy being arrested for allegedly assaulting someone with pepper spray, who then goes on to refuse countless lawful orders. What a complete tool this guy is.
Open up. Step out. Keep your hands up.
Put your hands on your back.
I'm not resisting. I'm not fighting.
You are under arrest. Do not resist arrest. You're under arrest.
Thank you very much, Dixel, for the $20 super chat. I appreciate it. Another great stream. Thanks, Mark, from all of us. Thank you. And I love doing these streams and hanging out with each and every one of you. And thank you all for being here and helping support the channel.
Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
I'm not resisting. I'm not. Hey, don't treat my 15-year-old like that, fuckhead. He's not doing anything.
Okay, first of all, you are in absolutely no position to talk about how people treat kids after what you just put that teenager through. And secondly, thank you to whoever blurred out this area. It's bad enough that we have to listen to their pseudo-legal nonsense. We don't need to be subjected to their butt cracks as well.
Be quiet, you're under arrest. None of us are resisting. Be quiet, you're under arrest. None of us are resisting. None of us are resisting. You guys are attacking us.
1420, sort of medic, OC.
They got them. They're coming.
Oh, that's too tight on my wrist. You're not fucking me. That's what's too tight on my wrist.
This is what we call effing around and finding out that the arrest process for someone who pepper sprays people over a simple mirror collision, who then goes on to refuse every single lawful order given, is not going to be a smooth process. Learn from it and move on, if that's even possible for a soft sit.
47.
We need.
They always yell that they're not resistant as they're currently resistant. I find it funny to me. It's always the same lines from all these sovereign citizens.
We have 3 detained. They're 99 traffic.
That wouldn't surprise me, Colt.
Alright.
I'll get it.
You got it. Okay.
487.
That's too tight on my
We
wrist.
need a second medic, please.
Right, guys, that's where I'm going to leave this one. They were both arrested and charged with assault, obstruction of official business, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct, and they were both booked into jail. And if you would like to watch the last 10 minutes where he continues to whine and moan and play the victim, and also an interesting little back and forth between one of the officers and the female driver, then click on the first link in the description, which will take you to Bodycam TV. And don't forget to subscribe while you're there. And if you would like to watch the video from inside the vehicle, then click the second link. Right, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave me a like.
Another excellent video from Van Balian. And It's amazing to me how quickly he's able to find these videos. Van is definitely the best, and you all should subscribe to him if you haven't already. All right, guys, let's check out these poll results. Let's see. Do you consider Ohio to be a real life GTA server? 68% of you said yes, and 31% of you said no. So that's a good little mix there. A lot of opinions. Hey, Binary, great to see you. Morning, Mark. I can't stay because I'm at work, but just wanted to pop in for support. Have a great day and take care, everyone. Take care, Binary. Always great to see you, my friend. And thanks for coming by. So, I think this is where we're going to wrap it up for today. I went through all the videos I had lined up. Definitely a ton of great videos today. Sovereign citizens just getting arrested and getting owned in court, which is what I always love to see. So yeah, it's about almost 1 o'clock here, and I haven't had anything to eat today, so I think I might order something out today, actually. It's been a while since I've ordered out. So yeah, I want to thank everyone, as always, for your continued support. I want to give a shout out to Just Jenny for being a member for 5 months, and another shout out to Dixo for the $20 super chat. Thank you again, Dixo and Just Jenny. And if you are a channel member, I did post a new video for you guys this morning. I'll put a link to that in the chat. Let me just find it real quick. So yeah, if you want more content, let's see, there it is. Here is a link to my latest video. And if you aren't a channel member, don't worry. This video will be out most likely on Friday. So be sure to tune in for that. One thing I like about your channel is that you don't ruin the videos with too many edits. Thanks, Dixo. I appreciate that. Try not to do too much editing. Really, the only time I edit is if personal sensitive information is out, uncensored on that video. So I'll usually cut stuff like that out. But besides from that, I try and keep everything in. All right. Thank you all again very much for your support. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Take care, everyone.